Did Fitch already beat Cody? I feel like Fitch and Cody have history. They have fought each other, for sure. No, he fought Tony Seals, so that's an interesting fight. Fitch has never fought Badu Cody. This could be another. It's a similar sized fighter at middleweight. We've been having questions about Fitch at middleweight. Ormrod is good. Chalala is obviously excellent. He'd probably beat Fitch. It's not a fight we want. He's the highest ranked guy we can do. Mendez is 13th, and we might beat him. He's a little bigger, but we have the same reach. Cody has a lot of clout. He's the African champion. He's also very good. That low takes punishment is a little tempting. It makes me think we can beat him. Did Cody beat Seals? Cody drew with Seals. Okay. Okay. And he also drew with Zhang. This is kind of a tough decision right off rip here to start the episode. Whoopsie. Ormrod, I think we lose. Cody, we could win, but I don't want to lose to a guy who's unranked by any of the belt organizations, right? It's a risky fight against a guy who's 34th in the world. It's cool that his name is Badu Cody and his promoter is named Cody as well. That's kind of realistic. I think it's probably an accident. Ormrod. I just think we'll lose to him. Chalala might be the fight, actually. No, never mind. There was somebody else. It's not Chalala. Mendez. It's Mendez. Yeah. This is just a little more even. Same reach. I think this is the best fight for Fitch. A little bit of a low-ranked contender, but a little bit of a climb-back fight. I just didn't want to give him... I don't know. I just don't think too easy of a dub is still on the cards yet for Andy Fitch. I want him to have some room to prove that he's a total fraud at this weight to me. You know what I mean? I want him there to be a possibility that he gets totally blown out and run out of the building and we have to switch him to... We have to change his weight down. Right. I want to sort of keep that in the range of possibility. Sonny Boy Timpani, former title contender here against Lamont Williams. That could happen. I think that's a bit of a stretch. It's a big risk against a guy who's been ranked way below where he deserves to be. He's an excellent fighter here. This is an easier one against Haruna Rashid. All right, so who else are we going to put in this event? Ricardo Cottrell. Coming off a loss, I believe. He needs a pick-me-up. Rodrigo Concepcion. This guy could very much be that. This should be a win here. I'll be disappointed if he doesn't win that fight. I'll be asking some big questions. Jose Edwards can have a crazy fight here against a very experienced veteran, 45-9 Oscar Martinez, who seems to have fallen from what one would have to imagine to be contender status. Yeah, his chin got cracked. His takes punishment is worse than it used to be. His stamina, his chin. Everything is worse than it used to be here for Oscar Martinez. And it's been a long losing streak. He fought Teddy Molinar at the beginning of the save. It's a light heavyweight bout. So yeah, we'll do that. That's a guy with a pretty good record to knock off for a young guy in Edwards. Rios, they don't want to make the Fundora fight for the North American belt. Is there a cruiserweight belt that he could potentially be competing for here? Available. I believe we checked at the end of last episode. Rankings. Cruiser. This guy's got a fight booked against Soros. This guy is available. And I'm just disappointed that he doesn't want to fight us. So I would say we're just going to create a different main event for Rios. Oh, here we go. Here's Abreu. They don't want to make the fight. Okay. All right, then. Fundora is the North American champion. He doesn't want to fight us either. The European champion doesn't want to fight us. There's only a couple contenders who do seem to want to fight Anthony Rios. Wonder why that is. Nicholas Bracken. I believe we fought before, maybe even. I'm really disappointed that he's on the menu and doesn't want to fight us. Agapito Abreu. Ruiz. Bit of a dangerous fight. Very undersized for the weight. He's probably moved down. 5'11", 75.5-inch reach. Good defensive skills. Gotta imagine he needs him. Big punch power. That doesn't really scare me that much. Yeah, we're going to take this guy. We're going to take Alexis Ruiz. This seems like the easiest fight by far. He is Mexican. Mexican fighters always capable of bringing it. I think be at the New York Sports Park, baby. And there's another main event. Let's book the co-main. We've got a bunch of established heavyweights here, as usual for David Flores, who really needs a win. I've got to thinking about just setting up some wins here for Flores, honestly. Just go a little down the list to somebody he really should be able to beat. This is going to be purely about finding the highest ranked, most beatable guy, for sure. How about Terrence Bell? He's got 18 losses. Yeah, he's just aggressive. That's about it. So we'll make that fight for Flores. That seems like a fight that should play right into Flores' hands. A guy who's probably going to untechnically bum rush him. Edwards versus Saucedo. This one just looks like fun. Edwards just keeps winning these fun fights we set him up in, so let's just keep going. Let's just keep rolling the dice. How about Costanzo? I don't know. It's heads and tails to me. Let's do Saucedo. Mitchell. Oh, sorry, Williams. Williams can fight Badu Cody. That one's a little funner. He can also fight Ormrod, which is a crazy step up. I think Badu Cody is a much funner fight. I don't think we could make that a main event. It doesn't seem like we can. Michael Moon, fun name. Jamarcus Selden, I think we find him. Moon is the only one in the top 100. Ishikawa here at 84th. Pretty good. Yusupov doesn't want to fight us. Aguero at 71st. That's an easy fight. Let's do that one. Put that on Fitch versus Mendez card. 5 fights on that card now. Pena. Thomas Munoz. That looks like a fun one. Decent challenge. He's close to the top 100. He's the only guy close. How about this guy? Sungmin Son? No, thank you. He's undefeated. Young. This is a pretty good record on a pretty underwhelming fighter. So Young will try to knock that guy off. Hartman. Hartman can fight Witness Protection now. So Witness Protection. We've got him lined up for another one of our guys. Another easy win over Witness Protection for one of our fighters. Brian Mitchell. Agaton. And yes, I will keep calling that guy Witness Protection. If that offends you, I'm sorry. His first name is Witness. His last name starts with a P. His name is Witness Protection. Sarulta. Fitch versus Mendez. It's now the 7th fight on the card. Daochuai against Serge. He's still getting ranked matchups. He's got a ranked matchup here in welterweight. I'm proud of him already. Finding ranked welterweights on the slate for Daochuai. Sorry, bantamweight. He's a bantamweight, not welterweight. This fight against Rodriguez should be an entertaining one. It's a challenging one. Jose Vargas from Venezuela. Is there anybody a little more manageable? Mike French. He's not that manageable. He's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? I am going to take Sergio Ramirez. It's just the funnest fight. If for no other reason, it's just the funnest one. We've only got that Fitch event booked, and they don't want to fight Rios for the title. So we're just going to have to keep grinding. Plenty of influence points, though. That reminds me that we should take a look at some amateurs. That many amateurs can't have spawned in since last time we looked. Maybe some of our amateurs can sign. Here we go. Okay. Big development here. That's something. Javonna Williams especially. All right, so we're about to get some really nice fighters in. Austin Flores, Roberto Grant. Okay, so maybe it is time to sign new amateurs because a bunch of our top amateurs are going to sign right now. So this seems like to be the next order of business. Jesus Cardo, turn pro. And we're going to take a look at all these guys after we turn them all pro. Javonna Williams, of course, anticipated moment here, turning pro. Might be a guy, as an amateur, he was a super heavyweight. He might be a guy that we even moved down to cruiserweight. I don't know how feasible that would be in real life. But it's something I would absolutely think about. Amateurs, I'm tripping. Flores isn't that good. We'll see. He's from New York. Decent size for the weight. And Rigoberto Grant, who I've also been excited about. Maybe a little undersized for heavyweight. Maybe a future cruiserweight. Who knows? Well, let's take a look at these guys. I'm obviously most excited about Jesus Cardo. It's a lot more heavyweight. You have a lot of heavyweight prospects. I always find myself with a lot of heavyweight prospects, I feel like. And Rigoberto Grant, very talented, very good stamina, very intelligent. 15 ring IQ, 20 intelligence. That's good to see. The takes punishment is low, which you don't like to see. The 10 chin is low, which you don't like to see. I wonder about moving him down to cruiserweight. He's just a little small for heavyweight, and he doesn't take punishment well. I think we probably do immediately move him down to cruiserweight. We can move him back up when he's young. Sorry, when he's older. But that 10 chin is going to get cracked at heavy. I'd rather him be at cruiserweight. I mean, cruiserweight is still a loaded and dangerous division, but it's not as loaded and dangerous as heavyweight. There is no weight change up. Negative effect on stamina, which is already very good, and his resistance. I don't really care about a negative effect on his resistance. It says very negative effect on resistance, which is already a weakness of his. His conditioning and his resistance. So you know what? That might not be the best move on the planet. Allow him to keep some of his size at heavyweight. It's tough, though. It's tough, though. Because, like, he's not so small that he has to be a cruiserweight. 6'2", you can definitely still be a big heavyweight, right? We've got a lot of upgrading to do on him, though. Maybe we upgrade this takes punishment. And then move him down to cruiserweight anyway. I think I might do that. Let's do that. I just want to see. I'm curious. Rigoberto Grant is now a cruiserweight. And it didn't seem to affect him that much. I don't see any changes on any of his attributes. So cool, he's now a cruiserweight. And I think he'll do a lot better at this weight than at heavy. But we have to remember that we did that. And if he struggles, we'll move him back up. Austin Flores, this guy's bad. This guy's just bad. So we're going to put this guy low down on some cards. Maybe if he gets a record up, we can feed him to some of our higher ranked middleweights. We got a lot of guys in that division. I don't anticipate this guy staying around that long. But we'll see, maybe. I mean, I kind of doubt it. Gervonta Williams, here we go. I mean, this guy's almost perfect. This guy is almost perfect. The dedication, another crazy fighter from Wisconsin. This guy is too big for me to comfortably put at cruiserweight. That's going to be for a later date. With the 20 ring IQ, and then he is a perfect puncher. 20 power, 20 accuracy. What else do you want? And then that 10 aggression, sitting right in the middle. That 20 ring IQ and 10 aggression, this guy is going to make the right calls. 14 defense is probably enough. Well, it's at 15 now. In my opinion, this guy could be a heavyweight championship title contender right now. This is one of the best fighters we have signed, one of the best amateur fighters we've signed. And Jesus Cardo looked even better when I signed him in the amateurs, so I am one button click away, I think, from seeing some good stuff. I don't like the 10 stamina. I don't like the 10 punch accuracy, but he's a big puncher, which is very important for a heavyweight. But he actually might not be as good as Gervonta Williams. I think Gervonta Williams is the special one here of this crop of amateurs. We shall see. But I'm very happy. I'm happy with Grant too. That is some good progress from our amateur fighters right there. And let's find more. Let's find more amateurs. How about that? So I don't see any heavyweights I like here, except for Leroy Barry, weirdly. High power and aggression, high physical resilience, bad on boxing skills and mental attitude. So he's probably just going to be a bit of a grinder in the heavyweight division, but he's a big dude. And he's from New York. So we're going to bring him in. Part of the benefit of starting a gym in New York, you can always find fighters. And we're going to look here at light heavyweight now, because I really didn't see anything else at heavy or super heavy even. David Pennington from Waco, Texas. Really long reach southpaw. He's from Texas, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll come back and look at him. That's a very promising young fighter. Okay. I will keep... Not Marshall Ware. Where was he? It was David Pennington. You know what? I really like the 15 boxing skills and 19 physical resilience. I'm going to do it. We'll sign him. We have the points. Middleweight. Jerry Martin from Omaha, Nebraska. Sort of the exact opposite. He has good boxing skills and mental attitude, and that's about it. This guy, Victor Hilton. This guy is an impressive young fighter out of Los Angeles. There's always going to be good middleweights, huh? The middleweight division is going to just keep on giving. Salinas, California. Peter DeLeon. Joshua Feel. I'm maybe Jerry Martin. Maybe. We already have Saddam Williams, which is excellent. Frederick Douglass. All I gotta say. I thought it said Wilfred Benitez. I was like, there's no way Wilfred Benitez and Frederick Douglass are here at the same time, bro. There's no way. Scott Redmond. I think that was a baseball player. Craig Bell from Shoreview, Minnesota. If the mental attitude was a 12, I'd sign him. I'm not close. I hope I don't forget about him. I feel like he'll be here for a while for us to see and sign when we come back in like a year or two. I mean, this guy, no doubt about it. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Boxing skills, physical resilience, mental attitude. This guy's got it all. Let's do it. Matthew Ganaway from Shenandoah, Louisiana. Francisco Tyner. Wow. Here we go. Absolutely. Get some lightweights in. How many more points do we even have to sign people after that? But what a fighter. Do we have points to sign anybody? No, we don't have any more points to sign anyone. But added some really impressive amateurs and signed some really impressive amateurs to the professional roster. That is some important stuff. These are the fighters we're going to be watching for the next who knows how many episodes. I mean, this is episode 15. We've been watching the guys that we, signed. It's going to be at least 15 episodes. I mean, how long are we going to be watching Gervonta Williams for, man? Imagine. 15-6 as an amateur. He was incredible as an amateur, too. Very high level one belt bantamweight title fight. Very high level stuff. It is the 16th of December. So we've got pretty much a fight a week. This Wang versus Davila fight is going to be kind of crazy at strawweight. Let's do it. Let's do it on fast. Not fast. I'm at fastest. I didn't mean fast. I'm at fastest. Luis Rodriguez wins Fighter of the Year. That is deserved. I don't think that's terribly controversial from me. Let's see here. Where is he, Luis Rodriguez? Is he not still a champion? He is. He's the WBA IBF Ring Magazine flyweight champion. Yeah, he had a great year. 3 wins, 2 knockouts, and an undisputed over Kawabata. He beat Kawabata 2 times. He's now beat Kawabata 4 times. Kawabata has every single one of his losses to Rodriguez, as we know. And yeah, I think that's a fair choice for Fighter of the Year. Let's watch this one, Wang versus Davila. Maybe we've watched Davila before. I kind of think we have. And Wang knocks him out in the second round. Wow, what a result there for Wang. What a knockout. He doesn't take punishment well, so that means he's got to get him out of there quickly. And that's a quick knockout. That can happen at strawweight. And next week, we got Masso versus Jovanovic. And that, my friend, should be a heck of a time. Castro undefeated. Oh, wait, sorry. This is Castro Villegas. I clicked the wrong button. Here we go. There's no one undefeated in this one. Masso versus Jovanovic. I believe he's fought for a title before. He hasn't. He's got some good wins, though. Over top guys in the division. This is definitely a big step up for him. He should be the underdog here against Luis Masso, who we've been very impressed by with so far. A couple wins over Daniel Scott. And let's see who wins this one. It's a knockdown for Jovanovic. Could Jovanovic sneak away with the title here? Masso on the brink of being upset here. Hasn't won a round. There's a good round 4. But is it too little too late for the Spaniard? It very well could be. And Masso has managed to sneak back into this fight. And there's a knockout. He knocked him out. With the first punch of the 9th round, Luis Masso defends his title from Stevica Jovanovic, who put on an excellent scrap there at the beginning, but fell off at the end. And Masso stayed in that fight, stayed composed, and found his power. And Luis Masso, and still. What a performance. What a title defense. Max Rice wants to fight. Okay. Steve Ervin, The injury went away, and now he needs a new contract. We keep giving him 3 fights. I'm going to give him a 5 fight this time. I'll give Ervin a 5 fight this time. What has he done lately? Not lost. That's what he's done. Number 3 ranked in the world. So he's the number 1 ranked super middleweight champion on the planet, which means he's probably only got incredibly talented super middleweight champions to fight when we open up the fight menu for him. Tony Seals and McCreary, same deal. We haven't done one of our events yet, so I think we're going to schedule here. Because I like to split off the events into their own sections of the video, of course. What does Ervin have? He has a very high-ranking fight against Mauricio Jake. He's on such a long winning streak. It's kind of crazy that we have to risk that. But Usainov has a run back against giving Iliev a run back, which is fair. That was a classic of a fight. That was probably the best fight he's been in his whole career. Emerson Gomes is fighting Lerna Khapachev in a rematch. So both of the super middleweight champions would rather rematch than face Steve Ervin. So we are just going to take a warm-up fight. I have no reason to fight Mauricio Jake right now. I'm waiting on my title shot. There's a bunch of insane super middleweights out here that I don't have any confidence Ervin can beat. So I would rather just go down the rankings and take somebody safe who I am comfortable putting him up against. Erland Guerin, as no takes punishment, isn't particularly dangerous. This should be easy to take care of for Steve Ervin, and he's pretty highly ranked. This would be an upset if he were to lose this. Maybe this guy. No, this guy's pretty good. Let's make it against Guerin. Have they already fought each other? Let's just make sure. We already beat him, so I don't know about fighting him again. Maybe we do just dive down the rankings here to somebody like this guy. He's second in Africa. I see. Neri Castillo is ranked 50th in the region. Juan Gonzalez, Wesley Jackson is top 40. He's pretty good, though. Juan Gonzalez, 44. Aggressive. I think we can beat this guy, though. So let's do this. Let's do Ervin versus Gonzalez. It's just a little warm-up fight. Hopefully Ervin stays safe and wins it, because we need him to put in work while the guys at the top are rematching their rematches. And now Tony Seals needs a boost of a win. Oliver Saucedo Rodriguez. That should be fun. We could also do Seals versus Dale. That would be interesting. Saucedo Rodriguez, a very impressive record, but not ranked. I think this fight makes sense for both fighters, which is why I'm going to make it. Have they fought already? Maybe earlier in their careers. It's a fun pairing either way. No, he fought Randy Dale and won. Let's think about Seals versus Dale. Dale, obviously also one of our fighters, both very... I don't know. I think there's no reason here for Dale. I just want to give Dale a win. He just lost to an undefeated young prospect. I think we should just give Dale a win. Seals is the fighter who's more in a position to be challenged, certainly. And I think Saucedo Rodriguez, an undefeated young buck, is a good fight for him. I think this might even be a better fight than the fight that's headlining the card. Seals' fitness is at 56. He's fine. He'll be good for the fight. 4 weeks is a little soon, though. I'll hold off on McCreary. Does McCreary have a title shot? No, he's got some pretty high-ranked opposition, though. Ling, Chen, and this European champion from Georgia. Max Rice wants to fight. I feel like he already fought. Daochuai has fought for a title. They don't want to do him. Kok Kun Chung is a pretty great fighter. This might be a fun one, man. I think this is the one. I think Kok Kun Chung is the guy. No. Not as the main event. Put it on the undercard. Put that thing on the undercard of Ervin v. Gonzalez, which I hope is going to be an awesome card. Shaping up to be one right now. Oscar Garcia, not Tony Tovar. Not any of these guys, man, please. There's got to be some international heavyweights who aren't that good. Nah, all these guys seem good. See what I meant about heavyweight being the strongest division? It really is. It really is. Who is going to be the champion of this weight class, huh? There's too many guys. There's genuinely too many great fighters. Who is going to actually even possibly become the champion of this weight class, man? Manuel Soto already with all sorts of hype at 4-0. Already fighting so high up cards. Adam Bird should be a decent win for Soto. Wiggins also with some good hype at 4-0. Let's do Guadalupe Sanchez. That should be winnable. He's a little dangerous. Perez is undefeated and maybe even not as dangerous. It's still a challenge for Wiggins. I don't know why we would give him such a big challenge to his undefeated mark so soon. This guy's a 5'11 lightweight. Have you heard of going up in weight? Travis Abel, also kind of a dangerous fighter despite not having wins. Let's. This guy's also good. What is up with the fighter generation? I feel like everyone I'm looking at is a beast here, and we're looking in the bottom. Supposed to be the bottom of the barrel. Carlos Cordero, he's got good punch power and takes punishment. I just don't like low defensive skills against good power. Hector Perez is kind of just a toe-to-toe matchup. Sanchez, I guess, actually is the best fight here. Let's just do that one. It's not super winnable. Randy Dale, way down the card. Let's just give him he's coming off a loss. Let's Buddy Guild. There we go. Go fight Buddy Guild. That's your bounce back. And Sarnoy is going to go against not Ramiro Rodriguez. That'd be a in-house fight. A little civil war for you. Let's go all the way down to Daniel Garcia. I'll put him on. Get some of these records ratcheted up. We still have some guys to sign, but some guys I want to hold off on for just a little longer. Is there this title fight? There is this title fight. Let's watch this. This is a big one. Soar versus Sonny Bakara. I feel like we've seen Sonny Bakara before in a title fight. No, we haven't. He also hasn't moved weight classes. Long time standout in the super bantamweight division. Pretty good wins over some pretty good fighters, as we can see here. And now he's going to challenge for a title out of Swansea, Mass. Against the 31-1 Thai champion. One of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Tough first round and a big first round from Bakara. It's not often you see Soar not throw a single punch for a whole round. That was impressive by Bakara there. The other rounds have been even, and there's the first true Soar round of the whole fight. He wins another one there, and now Bakara is the damaged fighter. And he's going to have to be careful here as Soar seems to have finally found something, but Bakara manages to win round 8. He also manages to win round 9. He's got Soar tired. It's a second win here from Bakara, who now has Soar out of energy, and he's also ahead in the fight. Soar is the undisputed world champion. And look at the stamina from Bakara. He hasn't taken damage. He's kept Soar off of him. Can Soar find that magic punch? Bakara with a broken left hand doing all of this. What an effort here from Sonny Bakara. And that's it. I mean, if he didn't do enough, they're really going to call that a draw. Okay, thank you so much by only a single point. But it's enough. And new. 113, 113, 115, 111, and 113 to 112 for the winner by majority decision by one single point. Sonny Bakara of Swansea, Mass. Swansea Sonny is now the undisputed super bantamweight champion of the world. Expect a rematch and expect a classic of a rematch. Not that that wasn't a classic of a first fight. That was an awesome one. Let's just take more. Undefeated Joaquin Allen up at 25-0. I don't know if we've watched this guy yet, but dominated the super featherweight division. He just came. Oh, wow. Yeah. He comes up in featherweight and beats Ala Radzhabov. Wow. So he just got a really tough win. He's on a really impressive run of form. Also a win over Sonny Boy Timpani. This guy is taking absolutely no names, and he's got Ala Radzhabov again in a rematch. Okay. So this is a fight. One hell of a rematch right here. Last fight we just watched. Better get a rematch. It's pretty close through round 3. Allen's ahead. Man, Allen knows how to handle himself. This guy is good. Joaquin Allen, 26-0. Thank you very much. And now it's time for Andy Fitch versus Santiago Mendez. 20,000. Sold it out. New York Sports Park. Plenty of good fights tonight. Hartman taking on witness protection. Good first round for Witness. And Hartman back with a better second. We can always just stick and move with Rico. He's huge for the weight. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're going to do that now. Sticking and moving it. Yes, sir. Natural style. Oh, yeah. Daochuai. Rico Hartman. Another win on the record. And Darius Mitchell versus Emiliano Aguero. This is really just meant to get Mitchell a win. Let's see if he can do it. No, not really. Aguero outboxing him here. Great second round for Aguero. Better third round. We tell him to jab and move, and he gets finished. Darius Mitchell is apparently only good for knocking people out. Because that guy has nothing but ring IQ. And he's got a little punch accuracy. You know, a lot of times that is enough, but that's ridiculous. A round 3 finish there in a fight. We went in there and we took an hour to schedule that fight, I remember. Just to try to get Mitchell a win. And I mean, we love the guy. He knocks people out. He's from New York. Maybe a weight change up is in order here. Maybe he needs to change up in weight. He's big for a welterweight, but he's very big for a welterweight. He'd be a decent-sized super welterweight. And I think he'd do a lot better there with a lot more power. Will probably struggle to fill out and fight at higher weights. Probably? It says he can only change weight down. That's interesting. It's not going to let any weight change up. Don't really understand that one, but okay. I wish I could. It'd be good for his career. Rico Hartman. What's the next division up for him? No, I don't think Rico Hartman is a light heavyweight. I mean, he could be maybe one day. Maybe one day. We'll see. And we'll also see how the move of Rigoberto Grant to the cruiserweight. I'm already very interested in that. We have to remember that he was a heavyweight at the start. It's an interesting note about him. Just as a fighter. Edwards v. Martinez. This is a great fight for this far down the card. Martinez so far ahead here. A great first round for the Mexican veteran. Edwards needs to box in order to defend his undefeated record. He's not doing that, man. He is so close to getting stopped. He needs to cover up now. And he knocks him out. We go on cover up and Edwards one punches him. Oh, man. Boxing manager moments. Man, was that ever a boxing manager moment right there. Just hit cover up and get the counterpunch KO immediately. Jose Edwards is still a special fighter. And it's the old veteran, Ricardo Cottrell, who doesn't even have 20 wins yet. And we're calling him an old veteran. Even. And there's the KO. Cottrell gets it. It can always happen in a heavyweight fight. He is the better pugilist. Hopefully he gets some XP from that. 2,000 XP. Let's see. Let's see if Cottrell can get some XP growth here. Nope. Man, he only got 2,000 XP for that, dude. We need so much more XP to level up anything on Cottrell. He's kind of a finished product, huh? That's a shame at only 24. Well, he'll have to beat some ranked fighters. Probably get more XP for that. Speaking of, let's see if we can level up Lamont Williams before this fight. Become our biggest featherweight. No, it's also very hard to level him up, and he isn't actually that good. Let's see. Let's see about Lamont Williams here. I try to matchmake for Lamont Williams as best I can to make up for frankly, his shortcomings as a fighter. I never say that to him. I'm just saying that to you guys. You guys get to know that. I'd never say that to my client, though. But he's not that good. Go get a KO, Lamont. Hey! Real boxing manager? I'm turning into a real boxing manager. It's an absolute snake in the grass. Don King simulator. And Andy Fitch gets knocked down by Don King shenanigans, get paid back. My fighter is in there losing. Mendez with a big shot. Oh no. Andy Fitch. Is his career at middleweight going up in smoke here? He needs to do something. He needs to do something. If only there was someone who was in charge of that decision. Do we just go after him? Right? Do we just pile on pressure and try to force Fitch to initiate some damn offense? He's supposed to be the offensive fighter, and this guy can't take punishment. I don't know about that. I almost did it, and I thought better of it. We really could. We really could jab and move on this guy. We just lost jabbing and moving, but I think that's a better option. Good. Yeah, he didn't do that much damage to us. Let's pile on pressure now. We took a little too much damage there. We're screwed. We are screwed. Oh, wait. Wait. I'm going to go for broke, actually. We have to get this finish on him. No, we took a ton of damage there. Cover up. We had to get the finish. We had to chase the finish. We're still in the fight. The fight is still going on. It's worth noting. I'm going to smother inside. Now, smothering inside just got me KO'd last time I tried it. Let's just natural style and trust Fitch. No, we shouldn't have. He got KO'd. All right. So I think that might be it. That's not a very good fighter, and he just lost that fight fair and square. I think that might be it for Andy Fitch at middleweight. A lot made of Andy Fitch early on as one of our first top prospects, but a bad run of form. A lot of winning to start. That win over Gun Crusher, the Ocampo win was a blast. Beat Villa, knocks out Sanchez, knocks out all these guys. That Kalias knockout was a wonderful moment in the saves. Shala with a KO over him. 2 KOs over Shala after the loss to split by a loss to Donnelly. 2 title shots against Usainov. Lost his North American title to Seals, his stablemate. 2 more wins, and now that loss to Mendez. So he's still had a pretty good career. But it's not about how good Mendez is. Mendez isn't that good. He's got good size for the division, but he's not that good of a fighter. Yeah, so we have to ask the question of Andy Fitch here if he's gonna go I believe it was down in weight we wanted him to go. Yeah. He's just too small to be a middleweight, and he's taking too much punishment. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a positive effect on punch power. It's going to have a negative effect on his stamina. He's already had his stamina drop, though, from taking punishment in the middleweight division. So you know what? I'm going to stick to this. I think this is the time. I'm just tired of this. We're going to move Andy Flick the switch Fitch to super welterweight. He tried. I mean, he's never going to be a championship level fighter at the middleweight level. He just doesn't have the size. He'd be big at super welter. And we're going to change him down. Did that work? Or is he? Yes, sir. Andy Fitch, super welterweight. And let's see what the future has in store for Andy Fitch after this big weight change. Interesting. He's now in Yusupov's division, so maybe that doesn't bode too well. But who knows? Maybe he retires. Maybe he gets upset. Yeah, there's that immediate rematch. Big shock. Ervin unchanged. Let's see. Votto versus Masawi. I don't think I even know either of these fighters. I'm just going to let it happen. Rios versus Cruz is this week for us. So yeah, I believe Yusupov is undisputed. No, he's not. So there's some belts in that division to be won at least that aren't from Yusupov. Thankfully, at super welterweight. Oh, from Masso. Masso's pretty good, but he's got defensive holes. I think that maybe you could see a win there for him. Also, I mean, Yusupov is so good. 14 aggression is like, come on. What a dog. I mean, the punishment, the conditioning, and the defensive is kind of lacking. It's kind of crazy that with 11 defense, he's managed to stay undefeated, but it's a testament to how good this 19, 20, 14, 20 combined with this 20 here in dedication, the 20 in intelligence, the 20 chin. He's unstoppable. He's a machine. He's probably the best fighter on the planet, and we're probably going to stay away from him. But Luis Masso, if Fitch can work his way back up that division and get a title shot against him, who knows, man? He could land that one big shot. He could land that big shot. Crazier things have happened. And Anthony Rios has a big fight tonight. He needs to win, so let's go. Daochuai versus Sergio Ramirez. Oh, man. Big shot from Ramirez in the first round. They say Daochuai took the round because of the 18 punches to 7, but Ramirez had a knockdown. Bad moment there for Daochuai, who takes the second round. He's battering Ramirez at this point, though. Did not like that knockdown. We're going to keep chasing a finish here. Actually, I'm going to stay on natural style now. Don't like that. Let's jab and move. Let's make him chase us a little bit. Yeah, we didn't spend too much energy there, and we're going to pile on pressure here with the last of our energy, and we get KO'd. That's disappointing. I mean, Daochuai loves action, but man, he has a pin shot for getting KO'd. He has a pin shot for losing. At this point, it's really a little ridiculous. And I am sick of. Young versus Escamilla. Man, just get beat up, huh? Just let him beat you up. Gets up at the count of 9. Man, Thomas Young was that close to losing his undefeated record. Maybe even won that round, but Alberto put him on the canvas and put him on the canvas hard. And his undefeated run was almost over. And it's a horrible round. What do we do here? What do we do here? I'm going to stay at natural style for one more round. It's an 8-round fight, which is weird. We haven't had many 8-round fights. Let's pile on pressure. I feel like we're behind. That's another bad round. I feel like we need to go for broke. What other option do I even really have? Okay, we won that round. It's not enough to rescue the fight. And Thomas Young, yeah, has lost his undefeated record by a single point to Jose Alberto Escamilla, who almost knocked him out. Really disappointing result. It shows how far this guy is not a gifted fighter, really. He's just got a better ring IQ on Thomas, and even then, not by that much. And it's Pena versus Munoz. Undefeated Raymond Pena. Oh, yeah. Let's pile it on, Raymond Pena. Okay, Pena's going to keep piling it on. And Pena, 97-90. A very easy decision there. Pretty much cruised to that one. Jose Williams versus Badu Cody. This is a crazy fight to be this far down the card. Jose Williams, knockout artist here. Entertaining knockout artist. And by entertaining, I mean he loses sometimes. Which obviously means he's willing to take some risks against Badu Cody. Or he might not be that good. Against Badu Cody, a former championship contender who does not take punishment well and has some big holes in his game. This is probably going to be a fun fight that is not going to go to a decision. Big first round for Cody doing heavy damage. Cody continuing to do damage to us. I don't know what's going on. Williams needs to cover up, I guess. Even that doesn't work. Just back to natural style, I guess. I mean, Williams has nothing here for Cody. Jab and move. He's got good defensive skills. I don't really know how well that's going to work. I think just natural style. We're just not going to be able to hit him that much. He's good defensively. Let's go to the body. Maybe planting the feet would be a good idea. If he's a good defensive fighter, force him to defend. He's doubling up on our punch count. We're going to go back to the body for one round. We don't really do that much work there. Let's plant our feet. That didn't really work either. And then we're just going to go for broke. I mean, we're just forcing Jose Williams to try to find offense. And then Cody just knocks him down. That was easy work for Badu Cody against Jose Williams. That was disappointing. And maybe, yeah, Jose Williams might need to look at a weight change as well after that. Because that's against one of the, better fighters in the division. I talked a lot about Williams and how Williams might have title hopes in the future. Not really sure about that. He's got good conditioning. And, he is still a good size for middleweight. 5'9" isn't horrible for middleweight in boxing, at least. He can change down. Yeah, look, it says a weight change down isn't even going to do that much bad for him. He's got 5 losses. What's his record looked like lately? Yeah, he's struggling. And he can still get early knockouts, too. I think this is just screaming to me that he needs a weight change. He's just screaming for a weight change. So I'm going to give him one. He needs to go to super welter, Jose Williams. So we've got a couple new fighters in the super welterweight division. Because they couldn't make it at middleweight. Let's be real. Our only real middleweight left is Tony Seals, the North American champion. And Frankie Edwards, Rico Hartman are at super middleweight. And Steve Ervin also at super middleweight. They all belong there, too. That is their actual real weight. I don't really care about Votto versus Masawi. Oh, we have more fights tonight. That's right. Rios hasn't fought. Yeah, I am dumb. Edwards versus Saucedo, Flores versus Terrence Bell. Flores really needs to win that fight, man. Edwards might not win this one. Saucedo's a good puncher. We'll see. Edwards out in front. Edwards needs to keep going forward. He just needs to keep moving. That's good. Edwards is pouring it on now. Fantastic work from Edwards. That was a really good fight from Edwards. He basically just did to us what Badu Cody basically did to him what Badu Cody did to us. And Flores, basically a 500 fighter in Terrence Bell out of San Antonio. Flores, it's always a bit of a fight with Flores, huh? I just don't like it. It's a lot of damage here from Terrence Bell. We're making a not very good fighter look pretty good. Flores continuing. Good work from Flores. Flores, now we can pile on. It's tough to say if I think we are ahead in this fight. It's been a pretty low action fight. And there's a knockdown just to accentuate it. And they don't give it to us? We just got robbed. We just got robbed again. How on earth did Terrence Bell win that fight? He didn't throw a dang punch. He threw under 10 punches in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds out of that 10-round fight. And I gave him the decision in 10, just 10 in the 8th. 5, 10, 4, 6. How you like that for output against 10, 12, 17, 10? What did I do wrong? With a knockdown in the last round. When he got the knockdown, I said a knockdown to accentuate it. A knockdown to accentuate the victory. How did David Flores lose that fight? I feel bad almost keeping a fighter with 7 losses on my roster, but I'm going to do it. He didn't lose. I'm not going to give him no, he's only got one fight left. I'll give him a 3 fight. I'm going to do it. He didn't lose that fight. He didn't put on a great performance, but he didn't lose. So you can tell I'm not happy at all. Hopefully there's no shenanigans here in the Rios fight. And it's Anthony Rios versus Alexis Ruiz. And this is going to be a tough challenge for Ruiz. He doesn't take punishment well. Sorry, for Rios. Similar names. I'm probably going to mispronounce them. Am I dyslexic? I'm just going to get Rios and Ruiz wrong. Anyway, I'm going to do that over and over again. I feel like I already get the names wrong a bunch, dude. Let's be honest. It's one of the biggest problems with this game. There's only 2 names, and I just flip them like a moron all the time. Ruiz has ring IQ and punch power and defensive skills. And if those things sound like they matter, it's because they do. They do matter. But Rios takes so much more punishment than Ruiz does that I think it will probably make up the gap. Ruiz has the accuracy, and he just knows how to win. He's proven that he knows how to win. And that's why he's become a genuine contender in the cruiserweight division. But it's a big first round from Ruiz. I don't like that. It hasn't been good work from Rios so far. He initiates some pressure there in that round. Let's keep it on natural style because I like the work he did there. Let's pile on pressure. It's a bit of a risk. And it's Ruiz with the better work at the end of that round, which I don't like. We're just going to play it safe. All right, what do we do with this last 6% of our energy? I think we look for the knockout. And he batters us. Let's cover up, see if we can get a counter punch. But I think Rios is losing this fight right now. What do we do here? Let's take a look at the fighter matchup and just see. He doesn't have good punch accuracy. He's got high defensive skills. I just weirdly think we can go to the body here. It's weird to be empty versus empty and go to the body. It worked. We almost got him out of there. We're going to go for broke here and try to get the finish. And we can't. We probably lose the fight because we couldn't get the finish. Yeah, we do. A narrow majority decision for Alexis Ruiz. That's a disappointing result. That was just supposed to be a warm-up fight while we waited for a title shot, too. That was supposed to be an easy win there for Rios. And that was a loss he really can't afford. He's about to get ranked down. He's going to have to take a break. He took some damage. He's still going to be ranked pretty high in the cruiserweight division. And if you're ranked pretty high, you can get title shots. But I don't think Agapito Abreu is going to be calling us up anytime soon. He already didn't want to fight us. So it's going to be tough for Anthony Rios. Maybe we consider a move up to heavyweight. Maybe he does need to just gain that weight up. But yeah, it's more disappointing results here. It's another, yet again, our biggest hope for a title falls to the wayside. And I'm having a much harder time in this 16-weight expansion winning a championship. We're 0-4 in title fights, and we're just having a hard time climbing that mountain. We really are. I mean, we only have, it looks like 4 fighters over 20 wins. No, 5, actually. Wow. We've done plenty of winning. And I think it's just a matter of time with 2 state-of-the-art gyms. And we really have been very careful with signing fighters. We do have a lot of the best fighters on the planet at this gym. I really do believe. Steve Ervin is very talented. Tony Seals, but, you know, Gabriel McCreary is nasty, but Gabriel McCreary really is good. He needs to show it more on fight night. Fred Moralez is utterly special. We keep going through the whole roster. But we've got also some amazing new prospects, man. Trevonna Williams, he needs to fight. I want to see him fight real bad. We're going to watch a couple big title fights next week. Undefeated matchup between Gomes and Abdallah here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is a tilt. That is one heck of a bout. Oh, man. Big, big week next week, huh? January 27, 2029. You guys watch out. There's going to be some big fights on that day. You guys watch out. Carl versus Amparan. Amparan undefeated out of Coatepec, Mexico. An undefeated welterweight who beat Johnny Donovan on points. Beat Stephen Fuda. Yeah, this guy's got a hell of a resume already. Beat Raphael Hartman. Beat Demetrius Johnson. Yeah, this guy's dangerous. This guy could beat Michael Carl. We couldn't beat Michael Carl. But I don't necessarily want this guy taking Michael Carl's belt. I think McCreary's going to have a harder time against Amparan. I think Amparan's a better fighter. If he loses this fight, I think it's a matter of time before he gets it, too. No, he's going to get it tonight. He's going to get it tonight. This is Amparan's night. Carl tried something in that round. Amparan didn't like it. Okay, wait a minute. I mean, Carl's still in this. Now Amparan, the slightly more damaged fighter. Carl with less energy. Big rounding in for Amparan. Amparan not quite finding the gas pedal and putting his foot down on it. He's almost out of energy. He hasn't really clinched this fight yet. He won that round big. That might be enough to do it. Carl can show the judges something here in this last round and maybe get something done on the scorecards. 115, 114, 116, 114, and a 115, 115 draw. That is more than fair. The winner by majority decision, Edgar Amparan. And he didn't win it by a knockout. He didn't win it in some crazy way, but oh boy. As I throw a piece of garbage on my desk into the trash. Edgar Amparan. I do not like him being the welterweight title holder when we have fighters in that division. Because I don't know if Gabriel McCreary can beat him. Gabriel McCreary is a very good fighter, but I don't know if he can beat that guy. Let's get his conditioning up there, though. McCreary could maybe move down to super middleweight. That'd be a little crazy. Oh, no, it would be super lightweight. It's a very negative effect on his resistance if he changes his weight down, and he doesn't have good resistance to begin with. So he would probably need to change weight up, actually, McCreary. Which makes a lot of sense. We'll probably struggle to fill out and fight at higher weights, so that doesn't let us do it. So we're just going to keep him at welterweight. Yeah, I don't know if he can beat the champion then, which is a shame. Edwards, look at Edwards, man. I mean, Edwards is really good. But so many fans already from New Jersey, local kid. Oh, we skipped that other fight. That's a shame. The undefeated clash. Oh, man, let's see who won it. Did Gomes keep his undefeated record? No. Abdallah knocked... Well, yes, he did. He knocked out Abdallah in the 11th round. Abdallah did not win. I clicked on Abdallah and said no when I saw the L. My mistake, but Gomes defends his title. Mitchell, I'm going to get a contract extension. And we are going to do some booking. Zanpeng Cheng is a very decorated fighter. Sanchez is the #1 ranked contender in one of the belt organizations by the WBC. And he doesn't look that good. He's got 9 losses. This is a tough one. McCreary can definitely beat Sanchez. He can definitely beat Cheng as well. He can definitely beat both of them. I don't like Cheng's 20 ring IQ. Sanchez has more losses. He has no chin either. Let's do this one. Make it a main event. Let's try to find somewhere in Wisconsin, because McCreary is from Wisconsin. See a couple places in Chicago, which is near Wisconsin, but definitely not Wisconsin. These people from Wisconsin will remind you. All right, well, you know what? I see nothing in Wisconsin, and if I have seen something in Wisconsin, I missed it. So, I mean, there's White Plains. We're down at the Westchester County Center. We're down at 4,000. I'd certainly like a bigger crowd than that. So let's do Chicago then. I think Rosemont is in Illinois too, which is close to Wisconsin. Not that close. We're Cottrell next to it. Cottrell, Vera. Cottrell versus Vera. That might be a good fight. Winnable. Sad to see Cottrell so ranked down. Having to fight guys so far down the rankings. I think he's already fought Angelo Cano. Did he lose to Angelo Cano? Angelo Cano has gone on some impressive winning streaks and is not an entirely bad fighter. I think that should be a fun one. Let's do that. Add that as the co-main. Dippo Rain. It's a cool name. That's a good fight, man. And really the only top-ranked guy that Moralels has right now. Let's see. He's pretty much like... He's up there in the rankings. Not exactly sure where. At super flyweight. He's already 30, which is a little depressing. I wish he were a little younger. Now that he's finally starting to hit contender level. Wait, hold on. I just want to add. I want to add it to this show. Dippo Rain is such a fun fight, but it's not a good move. Daochuai has fought for belts before. And would be a nice guy to beat. This would be an impressive win and a nice step up. I think we're going to have this one be the fight. How many fighters do I have to book for? Because I might make it a main event. I'm definitely going to make it a main event. Okay. Moralels versus Daochuai in 4 weeks. Moralels can do that, right? Yeah. And he won his last fight, so yes. Just being careful. Just double checking, just making sure. Okay, Daochuai, let's do it in Thailand. Like, that's the move. Show me Bangkok. Show me somewhere in Thailand, you coward. You coward. You have no arenas for me in Thailand. You have not one arena for me in the great lovely nation of Thailand. Not one. Alright then. Well, we are not going to be John Jones. We are not going to Thailand. Brother, he is never fighting Tom Aspinall. He's almost making a point of it. It is kind of a point, right? I think he's sort of like UFC versus boxing. He's sort of saying, look how a boxer can act. I'm going to act like a boxer. I'm going to act like a heavyweight championship boxer, not an MMA heavyweight champion. I'm literally just going to use my money and my pull to act however the hell I want to and then not even fight. He's doing the same thing as Conor McGregor. It's making Dana White hate being the head of the UFC. Because the stars just go on what he would see as a power trip, but it's not a power trip. It's how he's entitled to act as an athlete. And now at this point, he's got that one fight left on his contract, and he's essentially just stringing it out. It's crazy. Maybe he has 3 fights or something left. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one fight. But he's got fights left on his deal with the UFC, and he's just toying with Dana White. It's kind of ridiculous. I'd like to see him fight Aspinall, but he's holding up Aspinall. Aspinall needs to actually just fight somebody else, to be honest. They need to start moving on. Lamont Williams versus Khan, that's a bad fight. Wango is a bad fight, too. There's not really a top-ranked guy. And I feel like it'd be a little bit of a stretch for him to go after Khan anyway. And he's not going to win that fight. This dude from Tajikistan. Pretty good. Logan Rocha. Also no fun at all. Not really any easy fights here. Golden Joe from Malaysia. Also a very good fighter, man. It's just tough fights on tough fights for Lamont Williams. Maybe he can take it easier. Let's do Javier Aguilera. It's pretty far down the rankings, but whatever. It's a win. It's not a loss. We can get him some XP. Like, hope there's some chances left for Lamont Williams. Kareem Ramos, undefeated so far. Garrett Thomas is in the top 100, and it's beatable. Rico Hartman, already 7-0, impressively building up a record here. We'll feed him another win here at Adrian Rosas. We'll put it on the McCreary Sanchez card, which now only has 3 fights on. We need another fight on that one. David Flores, experienced veteran. We could put him against Keandre Castro, who's top 50. I think this is kind of a perfect fighter, actually. He's low ranked. He's got a lot of losses. I'll be disappointed if he loses to him. Like, if we're going to cut Flores, I think this might be the fight to sort of say, all right, if you lose, you really seriously have to ask that question. Is David Flores done, even though he was our first heavyweight, and though we have a soft spot for him? Hylon Rankin is going to come in and lose. Brian Mitchell is going to get a fight here against, thank you, Loud Car Guy. Gary Ispis looks pretty terrible. And then Rigoberto Grant is going to make his career debut against Manuel Rodriguez. You know, let's do a... there is nobody. Oh, no, Manuel Rodriguez is the highest ranked, so let's just do that. We've got one more fight to put on this card. Let's do Ramiro Rodriguez versus... Has they already fought Garrett Bay? No, there's no Rodriguez on there, no. He's got big punch power. It's a little bit of a dangerous fight. And we'll have Gervonta Williams. Look at some of these ranked fighters DeRocha can fight. The ranked fighters just want to pick off DeRocha. Supri boy. Basically calling out DeRocha. That'd be a big fight for DeRocha, a big win. Kind of crazy that. But I mean, hey, he's got losses. I think he's looking at DeRocha and going, I can beat that guy now. That's got to be it. Let's look at the region for Gervonta Williams. That guy's got big punch power. That might be a fun one to start out the career. Ervin Manuel's scary. Jesus Cardo, I think, is also one of our guys. And they don't want to sign Brian Neal. Let's do Godfrey Bouffard. If he loses this fight, it'll be a little funny, but we'll see. And that fills that card out as well, so let's keep on going. Keep on burning. Try it again. Sarnoy versus Garcia. Sarnoy coming off that second loss. Can he get back to winning ways? Good first round. Let's keep that pressure on. It's pretty even right now. Sarnoy, let's chase a finish here. Pile it on. It was a pretty easy win for Sarnoy. It took 9 rounds, but never really in too much doubt. And he gets back in the win column like we asked Randy Dale with a pretty easy assignment against Buddy Guild, who's a funny fighter. He's crazy aggressive and has crazy power. You know what? Let's sit back and cover up because that seems like the best solution for Buddy Guild, covering up and letting him come at us and probably get KO'd, being an aggressively overly powerful idiot with no other skills. There's the knockdown. Let's chase him. Hopefully he doesn't hit us big and hard. And we hit him big and hard. And Randy Dale is now 18-5. That was what was supposed to happen. Wiggins versus Sanchez. Wiggins looking to continue his undefeated record. Toughest fight of his career so far against the skilled Mexican opponent. He gets a knockdown there in the second round. He didn't like all that good work Sanchez was doing, and he hit Sanchez and knocked him down. And he wins that round as well, but this is a tough fight. We're going to go to the body. Wiggins doing good damage. Getting ahead in the fight. It's a bad round there, and we're going to pile on pressure in the last round, and hopefully it doesn't end 3-3. We win the round there. We're probably safe, yes. We are safe. It's 57-55. A scary 6-rounder there for Alexander Wiggins that he gets through and wins by decision. Manuel Soto, it's a 6-round fight again against a guy with good punch accuracy. Let's see if Soto can stay out of trouble. He wins the first round. It's a little slow, and now he's getting outlanded in round 2. We're going to go to the body. I want him to get inside. I want him to hit. Okay, I'm concerned now. Pile on pressure, please. We need you to find something. There we go. Back to natural style for round 5. This is a big round for Soto's record. Okay. And we're going to pile on pressure again. We need to win this round. We don't do it. He knocks us down. We knock him down and we get the stoppage. Okay. That made me very nervous. When Bird knocked us down there, that could have turned the scorecard and lost us the fight. And then Soto clutches up and lands the KO of his own, knocks him out cold. And Soto advances to 5-0 with 5 KOs. And everything going according to plan for Manuel Soto. It looks to be a very special light heavyweight. Good first round for Oscar Garcia, chasing his 7th career win. And he does. 7th career win, 6th career knockout for Garcia. Max Rice versus Kukun Chong. This is going to be a very fun fight. Chong hailing from Macau. Despite his 13 losses, he has a very impressive skill set, especially defense and punch accuracy. This should be a challenging fight for Max Rice, who has found a way. Is very well known for finding a way in his fights. Are we the smaller man? Should we go to the body here? We're both small men. This is a couple small super flyweights here. We go to the body and get some very good work done. Rice continuing to go forward. He's going to pile it on. That was not a good idea. We're going to go natural style in round 6. Fortunately, this is a 10-rounder. We've got him down to the last 2%. We have a good round there. He tried to come back into that round, but we won that one. We're going to pile on. We win that one as well. Now we're chasing the finish, and Max Rice gets the finish with a big 9th round to beat Kukun Chong in a hard-tested fight. And there's the chief supporting bout, Tony Seals versus Oscar Saucedo Rodriguez. And we're going to watch this one on fast. This is for the North American Middleweight Championship. Tony Seals' North American Middleweight Championship. We could very well see this belt that has been at our gym traded between Fitch and Seals leave our hands here against a very talented opposition in Oscar Saucedo. Hopefully, that crackable chin does just that. It looks crackable, but he's 15-0. So it ain't been cracked yet. First round from Rodriguez. Or from Seals, rather. Thankfully, not a good first round from Rodriguez. Not yet. He still has time to work, but he doesn't. And it's Seals who takes round 1. Start of round 2. And it's more combos being landed from Tony Seals. He's not giving that belt away lightly. More big shots from Tony Seals. 20 shots in the round from Seals. It's a really good round. That's impressive stuff from Tony Seals right there. We're going to keep on natural style. He's working. Saucedo with a good round now, finally finding his range. Both have cuts. Saucedo winning this round. Saucedo continuing to pile on. Big shot from Seals back. Wobbles Rodriguez. Both fighters are damaged here at the end of round 3. This could be a stick and move scenario. Yeah, he doesn't have great defensive skills or great aggression. I think we are going to jab and move. Hopefully, this is not stupid. Power shot to start off. He's liking the jab and move. Big power shots from Rodriguez. We don't like that. It's big damage coming back from Rodriguez, and Seals needs to do the move part of jab and move. There's some work back from Seals. Scores a shot at the end, but that's a Rodriguez round. We're going to go natural style here. Some shots from Saucedo, but the first big one lands from Rodriguez, and now Saucedo retaking control around, and this is not good. Saucedo is bullying Tony Seals. Tony Seals could be stopped here. Rodriguez, he wasn't landing power shots, but this is scary stuff from Tony Seals. We don't like this at all. We're going to have to cover up in this round, and I'm just going to go on fastest because I'm nervous. Hopefully we don't lose. It's a big round from Seals, but he still takes a lot of damage. Even though he only took 7 punches, he's still a damaged fighter. We're going to go to the body. It's another war of a round. This is a war of a fight. I was nervous about that cover up and then go to the body, but it worked. This fight's back pretty much even. But I feel there's a lot more chapters to be told here in this 12-round North American middleweight title fight. Seals doing big damage. If he starts to chase, now I wish I had him on pile on pressure. He might be able to chase a finish here. It's probably not going to be enough time. He's going to have to land big shots, and he's not doing that. But Saucedo isn't landing anything. All right, it's not an effective round from Saucedo. Tony Seals wins that round. And I'm going to pile on pressure here. He's at 85%. Why not? We might get hit back. We might just piss him off. There's a realistic possibility of that. Rodriguez with 2 big cuts under his eyes. 7 unanswered punches from Seals to start the round. Rodriguez needs to find his volume. He also doesn't have any ring control. It's a big shot from Seals, who's continuing to march forward. Now Saucedo beginning to hit back. A good combo. Seals with a counter shot, and I would say Seals won that round. Albeit narrowly. And here comes another good start to a round by Seals. Both fighters tired. Saucedo now the only one damaged, though, as Seals continuing to layer on the pressure. He's been the better fighter in the second half of this fight. Saucedo is going to have to pull something out of the bag to defend his undefeated record. Just coming back at the end of these rounds and trying to steal it isn't going to work. Seals is going to pile on the pressure on Saucedo and continue to try to get the finish here. It's another good start to the round from Seals. He's just been imposing himself on the early parts of the round. Now Saucedo forcing himself to provide volume here in the first minute of the round. Taking control, but Seals taking it right back. Big shots, big damage. Saucedo being made to pay for trying to come forward too much. Tries to throw shots back and get back in the round, but he can't do it. And Seals is ahead in this fight with 1 round to go. We just got to play this thing safe on natural style and get a decision here. We'll see if Saucedo goes for it and just pushes the pedal to the floor. He hasn't had much volume. There's a power shot. We're taking some damage. Seals providing power shots back. It's not going to be enough time for Rodriguez, and hopefully it's just a matter of the judges not robbing us. 115, 112, 116, 112, and Tony Seals escapes. And still, the North American middleweight champion, Tony the Real Deal Seals. And Oscar Saucedo has lost his undefeated record. That was a great performance by Tony Seals. I've been waiting to say that for a while there in the second half of that fight. That was a great performance. It says he's 0-1 in title fights, but he just won a title fight right there, didn't he? That looks to me like he won a title fight. He's been in 4 of his last 5 fights have been for some kind of belt. And I don't think he lost that Ceruglian fight. Remember that one. Lost to Wid, beat Proa, and now has this very impressive win over Rodriguez. So he's still holding his own in the middleweight division, and hopefully he can get back into some belt rankings. He definitely should after that win. That was a very fun win. And now it's Steve Ervin versus Juan Gonzalez. Ervin waiting for one of those super middleweight belts to open up so he can get a title shot. It's important that he doesn't lose a fight here against a capable challenger in Juan Gonzalez, who doesn't exactly have the most power, and he's not damaging Ervin too much. It's a good second round. Very action-packed third round. And this is a very even fight. We're ahead on energy. Bad round there. We're going to cover up, actually. I just want him to counterpunch a little bit. Good, good, good. And we wear him out. We're going to jab and move now after wearing him out. Ooh, that worked. That worked like a treat. Huge round for Steve Ervin. And he is well ahead on the cards here. We're going to pile on pressure here. He's right on the brink of being stopped. And it looked like we weren't going to get the stoppage. It was a bad start to the round, Ervin there, but he piled it on at the end. And it's a 10th round stoppage for Steve Ervin. He continues his successful campaign through the middleweight division. Dropped the middle rounds there, but we were never really in too much danger. Ervin was well in control. And Tony Seals and Steve Ervin, both regional champions, and both proven to me that they're two of the top guys to the promotion still. They're on top of the list for a reason. Still very valuable, very successful. At least contender level fighters who hopefully soon will be gifted more title shots by the boxing gods. By those powers that be. We can just sit here and wait. Steve Ervin up a few spots, current regional champion, the #1 contender in most belt organizations. In that division, Max Rice, highly ranked. McCreary, still highly ranked. Williams, still ranked. Fitch, still sort of in the bottom 15 to 20 ranking. Seals at the bottom of the top 10. And Moralels, pretty varied throughout the organizations. That shows that he's kind of a high-quality fighter. Same thing with Rios. They can't agree. They have to acknowledge him. They can't agree how good he is, but they have to acknowledge him because he keeps winning. Frankie Edwards, very impressively still ranked. Jose Edwards ranked very early into his career. So a lot of encouraging things going on, a lot of encouraging signs. Do we have... I think we should, the guys that fought should be given a couple weeks to rest, I think, before we schedule them again. And we've got an event here. Got a few guys coming off injury. We've got an event here in 2 weeks, Moralels versus Daochuai, and we're going to go to that before we do anything else. We got one more week now. Ceruglian here fighting for a single middleweight belt. That's interesting. What happened in the middleweight division? Here, let's take a look. Important to us. It looks like somebody moved, and some of the belts moved. Or it could just be, oh no, you know what, never mind, yes. Erebo has one of these belts. The belts are split into 3 right now, because that I forget which champion, but the champion moved a weight class. I think it was Usainov who moved up to super middle. And so this belt got vacated. Ceruglian is a fighter I think we have history with. Yeah, he beat Tony Seals by that split decision, and now he's got this title shot. So if I'm watching this because I want Erebo to avenge this decision and prove that Tony Seals deserved that title shot more than Ceruglian, who sucks. Round 1, Erebo dominant. Ceruglian, good start to round 2, but then gets bossed around at the end of the round. Erebo, good. Work again there in round 4, round 5, more good work. Aribo just dominated Zeruglian. There, he proved his point. See, somehow I want somebody out there on the internet to be like, see, Tony Seals did win. That completely separate fight somehow proves that. Luna versus Murillo. Galvez Luna. Who did he take the belt off of? Mascara. I don't really care that much about this fight. It's for 2 belts. But neither of these guys are particularly inspiring fighters to me, to be honest. I hate to be mean, but it is what it is. That's how I feel. Randy Dale. How many fights does he have left on his contract? He's from New York. He's got 2 fights. We'll give him one more fight and then see what happens in that fight, whether or not we re-sign him. Hartman with a little stat boost there. We're going to go to this event. Well, you know what? I think this is a good time to schedule right now because, I'll give Randy Dale an extension. We love Randy Dale. I don't like seeing that blue there. Ervin, not really ready to go yet. Edwards, he's ready to go. Seals obviously still injured, no fitness. Jose Edwards, I don't even know who we could make a main event for right now. Ervin would be really it. Oh, Rios, here we go. Let's see what Rios can do. Let's just take a look here. There's got to be something interesting in the matchmaking screen. There's got to be something interesting in the matchmaking screen. Steve Ervin. Yeah, he's got a lot of fights. What's up with the super middleweight title picture? Usainov still has Iliev scheduled, and that's not for a whole other month. And I think that may be the undisputed, so that might be it. No, Gomes has most of the belts, and he's fighting Khapachev. Oh, in a week. Okay. So we'll wait for that fight, and then we'll see if Ervin can fight for the title. And we'll examine whether or not that's something we want to do. But right now, that's not the move. We have a bunch of guys who can fight, though. Does Jose Fandora want to fight us for this strap yet? No, he just never does. He's just had that North American title, and he just does not want to put it on the line. Orsos was previously a title contender in this division. He doesn't want to fight us either. Eunice Leroy, he's okay. Rosario, he's okay. Fandora, again, doesn't want to fight us. So who would we rather fight here? Rosario, I think we can handle Rosario. I really do. Leroy's a little more dangerous. Rosario is ranked by way too many belt organizations. I want to humble him. Let's go. Let's beat Rosario. Something I just don't like that much about Rosario. Bridgeport Dome, baby. The shining beacon on the hill. The shining beacon of American success that is Bridgeport, Connecticut. That is the most depressing city I have ever taken the train through. Like, Connecticut has a lot of, like, really rich, affluent, small towns. I'm not going to talk too much shit. I'm sure there are lovely parts of Bridgeport, lovely people from Bridgeport. But just going through the downtown on the train, it's bleak, man. It's a lot more bleak than the other cities in Connecticut. It really is. And that's all I'll say. Pena versus Carranza. Let's do that one. Won't talk any more shit on anybody's hometown. Especially one that one of our lovely, very, very real fighters is from. Edwards versus Jarrett Harris. I want to, again, we just keep scheduling Frankie Edwards these fights, and he just keeps winning them. So why would we not keep doing it? Right? Let's just keep making the same mistake until it actually is proven to be a mistake. Like, just keep putting him up against everybody. And if they want to keep losing to him, they absolutely can. They are very much free to. Ronald J. Inson, ranked by a few belt organizations. That should be a really fun fight. That looks like it's going to be a fun fight. Jose Antonio Gomes, the highest ranked guy. That looks a little dangerous. Juan Armando Moran is ranked, and that's winnable. So we're going to do that one for Max Rice because I care about Max Rice, and I want good things to happen in his career. So we'll set him up with what should be a very winnable fight there. Oscar Garcia. Justin Figueroa is a disgusting fighter for having a 12-17 record. Macboot Whitboy. Macboot Whitboy? Dick George. Hell yeah. Let's do that one. Round 6. We got one more round. One more fight to schedule. Who should it be? Let's... Keenan DeRocha had some fun opportunities, no? Oh, they've taken them all away. Giancarlos Hernandez. Weird fight. Let's just give him a win. Shamarian Gunn from New York. Let's just do this. That's a fun little one to put on the undercard. Let's do it. And I see no more main events. We've got an event now. Moralels versus Daochuai. Not for any kind of belt, but it's an undefeated fighter against a former champion, so there's going to be entertainment value. Ramiro Rodriguez versus Garrett Bay. Let's get this thing started. All right, Rodriguez versus Bay. Rodriguez suffered a loss in his career. Bay, a powerful puncher. This could be another dangerous proposition here for young Ramiro Rodriguez. Bad first round, but a great second. And as we pile on, there we go. Rodriguez gets the finish, takes 4 rounds. And Rigoberto Grant, here to make his career debut against Manuel Rodriguez. I am very excited about Rigoberto Grant. We moved him to cruiserweight to start off his career. Let's see how he responds. He was a heavyweight coming out of the amateurs. And he's responding well. Walloping Manuel Rodriguez. 87 punches to 34. That 20 punch power didn't seem to play, which is a little concerning. I would have expected a clean KO. But he's still a pretty big cruiserweight with 20 punch power. So hopefully we do see it translate eventually. Round 1, Mitchell versus Ispis. Crazy second round there. Hold up, let's look at that. That was a wild second. 21 to 18. It's Mitchell ahead in the fight. And he gets the finish. He took some damage from Ispis, but he did enough. And it's 5-0 for Mitchell. Kareem Ramos. And see, some of these really good young... Man, some of these really good young prospects, they really rack up those... They really rack up that success without you even noticing, huh? They really can just rack up win after win after win. At relative ease. I mean, Kareem Ramos is having a fight like that right now. He's just damaging Thomas. Thomas throws a bunch of punches at him and doesn't even really touch him that much. They're both tired at this point. Ramos is well ahead and in control. He just needs to keep throwing punches. He may have dropped the last couple rounds. I'm not too worried. He wins that round. We'll pile on pressure and try to get the finish. And we do. Thomas completely exhausted by the time of the 10th round. And it's a 12th consecutive win to start their career for Mr. Kareem Ramos. And it's going to be Lamont Williams versus Javier Aguilera, an overranked, overrated featherweight who we hope to knock off. Can Lamont Williams come through? Lamont Williams always with the magic, man. He's always with the magic, dude. We love him. We love him. It's one of those things where, like, I think Lamont Williams actually is at his correct weight at featherweight. Maybe we talked briefly about changing his weight, but I think he's comfortable here. His attributes don't blow you away. But he wins. He wins and he gets knockouts, man. He's got an 82% knockout percentage somehow. I mean, it's the 20 punching power, somehow. It's the 20 punching power. But he's not exactly matching it with great intelligence. He's got 8 intelligence. He doesn't have great defense to protect himself, and he's somehow 17-2. 30 years old, and he's managed to build up a pretty good career here in the featherweight division. And the main event of the evening, Fred Moralels versus former super flyweight title challenger Jaime Daochuai, who has title experience on title experience on title experience. And this is Fred Moralles'. I think this might be, let's check. This might be Fred Moralles' first fight against somebody at this level. Maybe Jose Antonio Gomes fought for a title. I kind of doubt it. Let's see. He did. Okay, so Jose Antonio Gomes has a couple fights at the championship level. And Moralles beat him with a first-round knockout. So it's not exactly unprecedented, and Moralles is clearly a special fighter. And can he prove it again against Jaime Daochuai of Bangkok, Thailand? First round. Pretty even. And there's a big knockdown from Moralels early in the second. He is so good. He is so good. Pile on pressure. Took a little damage there. Let's go back to natural style. Another knockdown. He is just... He's special. Let's go to the body. I just want to break this dude down. I want him to be at 0. Keep throwing. Good stuff. Good stuff, Freddy. Finish the job. That's not finishing the job. Let's just go natural style. He might still finish like this. It's a third knockdown, and he's still not out of there. We're still at 58% pressure. Daochuai is low-key hanging on here and damaging us. We don't have any more stamina to pile on pressure. Let's just see this out. We obviously win on decision. Ah, he gets the knockdown. 4th knockdown. And there's the knockout at last. He knocks down Daochuai 4 times. Moralels with just tremendous power. What a fighter. What a fighter. 19-0 with 18 knockouts, and he's already doing it at the World Championship level, or very close to it. Where is my title shot for the Florida man? I am just dreaming of a title fight for this guy. I have been anticipating that for him since the moment that I signed him, and it is starting to seem very real. Like, he'll beat this guy. Come on. Come on. He's got to win a belt eventually. Right? He'll beat this guy too. He's not going to beat Castro. I don't want Castro, but everybody but Castro. And him versus Castro is a dream fight, but I want him to win a belt before he fights Castro, please. Can we please? I just want Fred Moralels to win a title before he has to fight Castro so that we can actually win a title fight for once. Because this not having a championship yet is driving me crazy. I cannot wait to upload a video called "We Won Our First Belt" in all caps. Just spoiler alert right in the title. As Bakara is going to rematch Sore. Big shock. That needed to happen. Seals. All right. We've got Gomes versus Khapachev. I believe Gomes versus Khapachev too. I'd be shocked if it wasn't the second. It is the second. Did Khapachev move weights? No. Did Gomes move weights? Also no. But natural super middleweights. Fighting for a world title for the second time. Gomes won the first fight. Khapachev looking to win back his belt, which I would certainly favor him to do. But who knows? Maybe Gomes just has his number. Three round wins in a row for the champion. 4 in a row for the champion. It's a tall task for Khapachev, who gets a knockdown. That's important. He gets up at the count of 1, so it's just a flash knockdown, but a knockdown is a knockdown. He won that round. And Khapachev wins this round big as well. He may be ahead in the fight. Gomes won a lot of the early rounds, though. He won that round, too, probably, despite taking really bad damage. Gomes gets a knockdown now. This fight is turning into a classic. I mean, maybe not. I think Gomes is a little far ahead, actually. The punch stats are even. Khapachev has that knockdown. But Gomes has won so many rounds, especially early in the fight. And it's hard for me to see a way back for Khapachev here on the scorecards. To see a way back for him here any way other than by knocking out Gomes. He hasn't landed any power shots here in this round number 9. And Gomes takes the round. Yet again. And Khapachev is now really pressed into needing to look for a knockout here. And it's a big round for Khapachev. They're going back and forth. Khapachev, the only fighter with energy left. He's definitely won this round. There's 2 more rounds for him to work and to win points where he's going to have energy. At least in this round, he'll have energy and Gomes won't. Gomes coming forward. Khapachev battling back. Good work from Khapachev. Gomes counterpunching. And it's an extremely close round that Gomes wins narrowly. And wow, is this an even fight. It's 6-4. It looks like... No, it's 7-4 right now for Khapachev. Khapachev does have a knockdown. He's leading on total punches. He needs to get another knockdown in this round at least to make this fight. I think if he gets a knockdown, he could make it a draw. I think he could get a draw if he got a knockdown in this round. He's behind so many rounds and nothing is happening. They're both gassed. This is a very, very boring final round here, unfortunately. And I think Emerson Gomes has done enough to retain his 3 belts here in the super middleweight division. And he has, by unanimous decision, learning Khapachev cannot come back and reclaim his titles. Good for Emerson Gomes, proving himself as an established champion. Is McCreary fighting for a belt here? No, it's got 2 stars. I really don't know what the stars mean. I really don't know what the stars mean. I don't think anyone does. Maybe the developer. Ervin, Jenkins. Ervin's got a bunch of fights, but none for a title. Seals has Berto and Foster, so we can go back up to this top level of the division. But there's no title fights waiting for him. He's apparently going to have to grind back up after that title fight loss still. Even more. Apparently Proa and Rodriguez back-to-back is not enough. He's still got to keep beating dudes down to prove that he deserves a super middleweight title shot. Or, sorry, yeah. Am I talking about Ervin or Seals? Seals, right? Yeah. To prove that he deserves a title shot. I get Ervin and Seals mixed up, even though they're in different divisions. I really do. Let's schedule some fights, man. Ervin, no. Seals. Foster the Third. Foster the Third is a very good fighter. Genuinely. Ormrod is good. Gonzalez is good. I think we can beat... Who's the highest ranked? I just want him to get up in the rankings again. I think Seals deserves to be higher up in the rankings. Ormrod is a little too good. Jose Berto is 23rd. That's a fun fight, but I'm also a little scared of him. I think I just like Mitchell Gonzalez. I think we can win this fight. It'll be tough, but it'll be entertaining as well. I think we're going to make that fight. Seals versus Gonzalez. Like the sound of it. Ooh, let's do it in Brisbane, Australia. 52,000. Hey, listen, I'll take it. Let's see how many we can sell. There's no way. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting because it's in his home country. It's in his home country, so we'll see. $90 seems a little steep. Sell them tickets at like 25 and see if we can sell it out. I'm just so curious. We can book Moralels another fight. I don't know that he's really ready. He's probably still pretty tired after that, I would guess. Yeah, he literally just fought. Is this fight right now? No, let's just advance a week. We have no reason not to advance a week. That was a very good fight between Gomes and Khapachev. Amparan and Carl are going to do it again after that majority decision last time. Do I really care about the super lightweight title? Does Bulikan interest me that much? I don't really think he does. He's an exciting fighter. It'll be interesting to see if Leons can knock him off, but Lewiston, Idaho, I mean, I can see it in my mailbox. That's how I'll find out about this fight. Because I don't care that much. Let's go back to matchmaking here. That's what this game's all about. Fred Moralels. I don't know why I said that so condescendingly. That's what this game is all about. This Namibian dude. Doesn't it just feel kind of right? That's what Namibian women say before they pick their husbands. Unfunny joke. This Namibian guy, doesn't he just seem kind of right? You know, like why does anyone watch this? Boniface Samasiku Amucha. Boniface Samasiku Amucha. It's kind of a great name. Rolls off the tongue. I just like it. I just like this fight, man. I just like this fight. I think this is going to be a scrap. We're putting Fred Moralels' undefeated record on the line. What is Moralels' fitness at real quick? Hate to go back through menus again. 22. You know what? We're going to make that fight in a bit. We're not going to make that fight right now. We're going to make the fight in a bit if he still wants to make it. I'm just really trying to see if there's any title fights anywhere, and I hope I don't miss one. Steve Ervin, just like where... There we go. There's some ranked fights for the man. Is Steve Ervin ready to fight? I feel like he's been sitting there for a while. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. We can keep these guys out for a little longer. They're all still a little tired. Fitch is getting ready. Has Fitch fought at super welterweight yet? No. No, maybe it's time to book that. Maybe we should book a small event with some of our prospects with an Andy Fitch debut bout at Super Welterweight as the headliner. Deontay Cash. People will buy that. Fitch versus Cash. That's a great event name. It's also an easier fight for him to start in the division. He's going to get his ass kicked by this guy. Why would we fight this guy? Hell no. Artur Khamaza. This guy, he could maybe beat this guy. This guy's big, though. He's huge for a super welterweight, but he's ranked by everybody. Dude, we could put people on notice if we win this fight. Yeah, man, sure. Do we do it in Ukraine? Do we have the balls? Or do we do it in the Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque? I'd say we just do the New York Sports Park, like, because, we're boring. That's why. Because we're boring. We make 4-hour-long boxing manager videos. We're boring. We even pick the boring arena. Right, we were going to wait for Moralels. Nobody up here is fighting here. Soto, let's just flex and give Soto a co-mating. He's the top 100 guy. He's got 2 ticks punishment. Soto can do it. If he loses, he loses. Big deal. He's a light heavyweight. You know who else is light heavyweight? Evander Holyfield. You're allowed to lose. I will still love you, Soto, even if you lose. Even after you lose this fight I just set up for you. I'll still love you. Randy Dale. 18-5. That's a banger against Montoya. A top 100 banger. That could get him right back into some serious discussions in this division. Were we thinking about a weight change for Randy Dale? That's really the first question. Randy Dale is big. He can maybe change up from middleweight. He's a big middleweight, 6'1". He could definitely change up to super middleweight. He might be too big for the weight. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of that fight. Definitely a fan of making that fight, putting it on the Fitch card. So Dale versus Montoya. It's a challenge. We'll see if he's up to it. It's going to be fun no matter what. Let's give Williams a fight. Maybe Williams can fight Cash? No, Jesse Clark. Way too good. That's a cool name, Jesse Clark. I don't know. It kind of sounds like a pop singer. Arturo Edmonds. Darius Mitchell. Daryl Benavidez. It's an easy win. Overranked clown. Overranked clown. My short review of you as a fighter, lol. Clarkson, Maximiliano James. Let's keep it going. All right. I think that's enough for now. Booked another fun event. And we've got one coming up. Then we're scoping on title shots here with Steve Ervin. It is kind of crazy that a couple of our 2 most popular fighters are the undefeated prospects Kareem Ramos, 12-0 with 9 knockouts, Applewood, Colorado, and of course Jose Edwards, who has been a diamond for us so far. Brilliant southpaw out of Fairhaven, New Jersey. Who knows how far he can go. Let's go to our show. And it's Williams versus Bouffard. A matchup of 2 debuting fighters. We are highly anticipating the debut of Gervonta Williams. Maybe the best young fighter we've ever signed. A cannot-miss prospect in his very definition. And he absolutely destroys Jeffrey Bouffard in the first round of his professional debut. That was special. 30 punches. Just walloped him. That number just flew up fast. That was impressive. Eben Rodriguez, man, just bombs on Highline rank. And our young kids, man, our young guys are not to be messed with. This is some scary, scary stuff. This is some scary stuff from our best prospects here. Flores, way on the undercard. Heavyweight bout against DeAndre Castro. Switching over to the vets now. And it's a good first round for Flores. We're providing volume so far. There's some volume back from Castro. And by we, I mean everybody. Everybody on the card. On our side is just throwing. Even round there. And a big round from Flores. Another 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 big round from Flores. Flores just killed that dude. Castro had nothing to say. 2-1 on punches. Cut him up, beat him, bruised him. Castro's a good fighter too, and Flores back in the win column. I said that would be a fight where if he loses it, we'd reconsider his employment. We will not be doing that. I still love me some David Flores. Everybody still loves David Flores. All things are positive in the Flores camp. Hartman, even round. Wins a round there. Wins another round there. Wins another round. Wins another round. Wins another round. Wins another round. Watch the judges give the fight to Rojas. Rojas UD. 98-89. Back-to-back 98-89s, if I'm not wrong. There was a 99-89 in there. But just easy. Easy work tonight so far. Cottrell versus Cano. Is that about to change? Cano, a pretty quality pressure fighter. Round 1 for Cottrell. Round 2 for Cottrell. 3 straight rounds for Ricardo Cottrell. And McCreary versus Luis Sanchez. Incredible stuff from McCreary. That was an easy win. We barely had to talk through that. McCreary hoping to reestablish himself here in the welterweight division. How soon will more title shots? How soon will more title shots be coming for Gabriel McCreary? How soon will more title shots be coming for Gabriel McCreary? I can't talk, bro. Gabriel McCreary. I want him to get another shot at the belt. I want him to get another shot at Michael Carl. Let's look at the welterweight situation. Let's sim a week. Is he fighting Torres right now? No, because I might want to watch that one. Ba 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 ba. All right, let's look at welterweight. Kareem Ramos also maybe close to getting ranked at welterweight, even though he's only 12-0. He's just been so impressive so far. That's right. Amparan has every belt in existence. He took them all off Michael Carl, and he's going to rematch him. So whether McCreary is high-ranked or not, he's not really a factor in the title picture right now because all the belts are held by one man, and we all know who he's going to fight. So it's a very clear 1 and 2, unfortunately, right now. So, I mean, he won that fight so quickly that he's already at full fitness. But McCreary's going to get a break either way. McCreary is very clearly going to get a break either way. That welterweight title fight is not happening for a good long while. It may be a case of giving him a quick and incredibly easy warm-up fight against some random schlub, to be honest with you. Not even against anybody with a ranked number next to their name. We'll give Thomas Young a contract extension. And we will also give David Flores a new contract extension. Again, just for 3 fights. Flores, the heavyweight division, is so unpredictable. He could lose all 3 of those, and he'd probably be out of a job. But right now, we love David Flores. We love David Flores, and we don't talk about that. Fred Moralez, still no title shot there for him, and nobody else would have one. This fight versus Vadim Abubakarov would be very interesting. It's a big risk for Steve Ervin. He's top 5. Who's he ranked number 1 by? He's number 1 in Europe, I see. I'm good. I'm good. I'm not quite going to chase that fight. Let's look at he versus Torres here. This might be a quick one. I think he's probably going to defend, if I had to guess. It looks that way. It looks like he is going to defend. It's not over yet. Torres still standing in there and trading. He's still banging away. And then finally, Zhu Biaohe finishes the deal and maintains his undefeated record. Danny Snow versus Ramatswana. This is on the 7th. That's a huge fight, man. How many belts is that for? Only 3. Disappointingly. Well, yeah, you have to deal with James Ray. But I'd love to see Ray versus Snow. That's my dream fight in the heavyweight division, obviously. He's really up there. Yeah, there's title fights booked for everybody here. Oh, you know what? 2 weeks until Gomes frees up. So let's wait. Let's wait and see if Gomes frees up in 2 weeks for Steve Ervin. Okay. Locking in. I get the situation now. We have to wait. Moralels. Does Moralels have somebody he can fight? I don't think he would get a title shot. He needs to just keep rocketing up the rankings. He's so clearly special. Michi Sanchez, he should easily be, but that's not even a real threat there. And Michi Sanchez, I think we can take him on pretty easily. That's a good fight against Boniface, but we're not going to take that. We're going to do Michi Sanchez. 8 weeks time. Let's do it at the Bass Pro Shops in Memphis. Why not? What's the capacity? 20K. All right, good. The Pyramid. That is really a Bass Pro Shops. I'm not kidding. In real life, it's a Bass Pro Shops. Saul Quigley. Kareem Ramos, 12-0. Deshaun Ramsey, number 79 ranked. Kind of tough. Kind of tough looking. Michael Moon is top 100. Did we fight him already? Maybe. Let's do Saul Quigley. Cottrell, give him some heavyweight entertainment. Man, this guy's a veteran. This should be a fun one. Big power puncher. Big power punching Canadian. Big power punching Canadian. Lamont Williams. I want to give Lamont Williams more of a break. Think about it for a little bit. David Flores also needs another fight. Did Flores already fight Dustin Cottrell? We should make this fight if it hasn't happened before. He has fought. Unanimous decision. Oh, they fought twice. And it's 1-1. Cool. Trilogy fight between Dustin Cottrell and David Flores. How about that? Didn't even know that one of those needed to be made, or I would have made it sooner. Thomas Young. Peter Toth. Almost top 100. Yeah, let's do that. Might be a little tough fight. He's got good power and good defense, but Thomas Young is a very good fighter. Right back at you with the whole talent thing. Rico Hartman. Cameron Singleton, very talented. Anthony Adam, also very talented. Maybe a nice challenge. He's not even top 150. Noel is, and they don't want to make the fight. Singleton is also. But man, he's good. We're a lot bigger than him. You know what? Let's just do it. If that's a 6-rounder, I hate it. Okay, apparently it's a 10-rounder. I hope it actually is. Again, I really don't like if that's a 6-rounder. That's a very losable 6-rounder. You know what? I kind of want to fight that 3-12 guy. I just want to throw you a win as a sign of goodwill. And I want to give Geronto Williams another win. Nobody wants to fight him already. Great. Give him an easy win here. In 1-6, Joshua Dale. Just stack up the record. Cardo hasn't fought yet. Flores hasn't fought yet. So we'll give you an easy first career win. Hopefully. I think one of these guys isn't very good. Let's compare you. Cardo, that's a really strong fighter to be fighting in your first fight. There, Pollard is a little more manageable. Out of the Bahamas. And there's a 10-fight Moralels versus Sanchez card. We can just throw some of our other fights down. Now, let's see if Yusupov can defend here. They gave Jelly a rematch. Didn't he try already? Yeah, he did. I don't know why they gave him a rematch. He wasn't very impressive in the first try. I think Yusupov just wants to get to 50-0. And he's got it. Yeah, that was pretty easy for Sardo Yusupov. 44 now. Yeah, I think there's something to my idea that he just wants to get to 50. That was a little too easy of a fight, in my opinion. That's a guy who barely gave you any kind of a run for your money, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, you can have a rematch. Yeah, dude. Definitely. Of course you can have a rematch. Just the guy I wanted to see, the guy whose ass I already kicked. And Danny Snow versus Upa Ramatswana. Can Ramatswana set himself back up for a shot? Ramatswana has actually, wow. I was going to say another shot at James Ray. But Ramatswana has never fought James Ray. Ramatswana has probably dreamed of fighting James Ray for a long time. He fought Deshaun Keys several times. He didn't fight James Ray. Been dreaming of a fight at Ray. He just lost to Danny Snow. They gave him a rematch. He was a long defending heavyweight champion with a big fan base, so he gets a rematch here against Snow. Can he make good on it? Danny Snow is going to wallop this man. This is not going to be close. Yeah. Third round. Kind of a pitiable effort by Ramatswana. Clearly outclassed by Danny Snow, who needs to fight James Ray. And bring some joy back to the heavyweight division. And we're going to get some clarity in the super middleweight title picture here between Usainov and Iliev. Great first round by Usainov. Better second round. Even better third round. 4, 5, 6. Usainov is just piling them up, and Iliev finally gets back with a round. I forgot that could happen. Another round for Iliev. Uh-oh. Usainov has all the energy, though, but it's a big round for Iliev. He did it. Andrei Iliev throws the biggest of spanners in the works. 3 straight incredible rounds from Iliev. 23-8, 19-9. The lights just shut off in Castle Usainov. That is unbelievable. Every light in the tower extinguished all at once. Could you have ever imagined? He was in complete control. We were laughing all the way to the bank. Iliev had nothing to say. And Christian Usainov's 26-0 undefeated record falls to the wayside to the new IBF World Super Middleweight Champion, Andrei Iliev. And so much for us getting a title shot from this branch, because that's going to get rematched immediately. What a classic of a fight. Wow. That is all I can say. Wow. That was astonishing stuff. Let's go to our show. I'm still amazed. I'm still kind of astounded, I can't lie. All right, Daochuai versus Gunn to start the night here. Daochuai, always an entertaining fighter. Let's get it on. Decent first round for Daochuai. Even second round. Good work from Gunn. A fellow New Yorker. I believe both these fighters are from New York State. And Daochuai is the fighter in the ring to claim his 17th professional win. Both fighters were going for it. He's the one who gets it. It's a 4th round knockout and his 17th knockout in as many fights. And I believe, in addition to his box office attribute going up, he is now undefeated at bantamweight, I do believe. Double check that. I'm wrong. He's 3-1 at bantamweight. He lost to Sergio Ramirez. I believe by KO. Unlucky. Guy with good punching power. So we'll see. It still remains to be seen what Daochuai can do at bantamweight, but that was a good win. Let me just see here. XP growth. Love to get his ring IQ up a little higher. He's 30. He doesn't have much room to grow. I doubt he's ever going to be a title contender, let's be honest. But he's still a great fighter. He's still a fun fighter, and it's really impressive that 17 professional wins and 17 knockouts, man. You can't take that away from him. Garcia. Big round for Garcia over Dick George. Will Garcia get dicked by George? No, he will not. No dicking will happen today. There will be no dicking today. There might be some rice, though. There might be a little bit of rice. There might be a plate of rice in your future. We might not get any dick, but we may get to eat some rice. Rice, 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 rice. We may have done away with all of the dick, but we have plenty of rice. I'm going to keep talking about penis for this entire Max Rice fight as he loses. Is he going to lose this fight because I was talking about penises? Is this about to be the worst moment of the save so far? The most down, extraordinary moment? No. This is a war. These guys are both tired here at the end of round 8. It was a bunch of rounds from Moran. This is a very close fight. Just been going back and forth. And I feel like Rice dropped that round. We're going to pile on pressure again. And I'm going to go for broke here in the last round. That's a tough fight to score. We win by 1 point on one scorecard. It's a draw. It's a draw. It was split even. One fight had it for us. One judge had it for us. One judge had it for Moran. And one judge had it an even draw. So that is a very much a draw. The second draw of Max Rice's career. He is denied his 20th professional win because I was talking about penises for the entire fight. So, you know what? We make sacrifices at this promotion, Max Rice. We make sacrifices. Frankie versus Jared Harris. Big first round by Jared Harris. Frankie, we talked about how this fight was a test for Frankie, how we've been setting up Frankie with dangerous opponents, and he's just been magically dispatching them one by one. Does Jared Harris have the cure? You can't really jab and move on him. We're going to have to cover up if we want to protect ourselves here. And it's another good round for Harris. He's just outboxing us right now. It's really simple as that. We can't even win a round here. Let's try go to the body. That worked at first. Well, we have him out of energy. Borderline chance we can get in a position to chase a win here. We get a round win there. Yeah, I mean, we could pile on. This might work out. We're behind in the fight, but this might work out for Frankie. Hopefully he doesn't use all his energy here in round 8. He gets good work done in round 8. We're going to pile on pressure in round 9. Can he do it? He gets a knockdown. This is a close fight now after that knockdown. He probably won that round with the knockdown. They say Frankie Edwards took the round. We're definitely going for broke here to try to get the finish. The Psycho Edwards, what can he do here in round 10? He can get the finish. What a finish by Frankie Edwards. And like we said, we keep feeding him these insane opponents, and he just keeps winning. Unbelievable. Where are you, Frankie? 18-1. He's got to be ranked by somebody. He's got a really good skill set. He just kind of lacks defense. That's about it. I don't really talk about him on the echelon of those really special fighters, but hey, man, he keeps on winning. He just keeps on winning. You can't say anything about a fighter that just refuses to lose, can you? That's the kind of fighter I want. A fighter that doesn't lose. Sounds good to me. That makes money. That makes a lot of money. Fighters that never lose. Speaking of fighters that never lose, Pena was coming close to his first professional loss right there. And then turned it right around. We are turning this ship right around. Big damage there to end the round. He might have lost the round. It's another good round. This is a crazy fight. Very even between Pena and Carranza. Carranza the more damaged fighter. No, he's the less energetic fighter. Less damaged. Good start to the round for Carranza before Pena takes it back. Tough question here of when to pile on pressure. And it's another close round. We're going to pile on pressure now because we've got Carranza empty of energy. And there goes Pena. Pena continuing. It's a big last round for Pena. He better have won that fight. We win it on the first judges and the second judges scorecard, and Raymond Pena remains undefeated. He definitely won that fight, so I'm happy. I'm happy they didn't rob us there. We won plenty of rounds. We won the first 2 soundly and then pretty much the last 5. So that would have been a robbery if they would have taken that one from us. And the chief supporting bout of the evening, Jose Edwards versus Cody Clark. Cody Clark, a very powerful puncher. Good stamina. We'll see what he can do. Whoopsie. Looked like I've been around. It was only 12-10. Another boring, slow round in round 2, and then a huge action-packed round 3 where Edwards does far more damage to Cody Clark, but still takes some lumps of his own. And then Clark doing big damage in that round. We're going to go to the body here. Try to force our way in. Not quite. It's still a very even fight. 75-38, 79-45. Still an even round. We are the more damaged fighter. I'm going to go on cover up just because I think it's going to work. It didn't. I'm going to pile on pressure now. I'm going to jump the gun. I'm going to use the energy that I have. That was smart. We're going to natural style it right now, and then we're going to either go for broke, pile on pressure, or natural style next round. We kind of have to go for broke now in the last round to win this fight. Probably we're behind on the scorecards. Jose Edwards, undefeated record now, sneakily here at risk, just by the benefit of a lot of volume from Cody Clark. You can maybe go through and find a few rounds to give to us here, but it'd be tough. This fight probably isn't that close to even. He's going to need to chase a finish here. Go for broke. He doesn't. And that's a loss for Jose Edwards, who loses. Wow, never mind. Oh, man. I was writing the obituary of Jose Edwards' undefeated lyrics, and the judges come in and save us at the buzzer. We did not win that fight. Please explain to me very quickly how we won that fight. We won that fight because Jose Edwards is undefeated. That's why we won that fight. He lost round 1. Clark had the ring control. Clark had more energy at the end of that round. He won round 2 as well. It was a very boring round. He just kind of snuck it and stole it. We win round 3 with 4 big power punches. I don't know. Maybe they gave that a 10-8. He threw 15 punches. How could you? And then he comes back with a 17-8, a 13-9 that he won. Maybe they gave us this round. We didn't have ring control that round either. We didn't have ring control in either of the next 2 rounds and lost those 2. Clearly got outpunched. We clearly have less energy. We win round 8. Maybe you can give that a 10-8, but if you're going to give that a 10-8, you have to give round 9 as a 10-8 for Clark because he had 5 power punches. I have no clue. And then he won the last round, Clark, as well. I have no clue how we won that fight. We won that fight because we were undefeated. That is atrocious. At least make it a draw. That's just absolutely crazy. But hey, I'll take it. Rios versus Rosario. I don't doubt his box office went up. He just committed a felony on live television. Grand larceny. Absolute robbery. Man, look at Rios versus Rosario. Rios looking to pile it on, and it's not successful. It's big damage back from Rosario. As we're now behind in the fight, that was pretty comfortable from Rios up until then, and then it's a good comeback round. We're going to keep it on natural style because I feel like natural style has been working, and it's more ass-whooping from Rios. We're going to pile on pressure here with the last of the energy we have. And the winner by TKO, Anthony Rios, who continues his rise through the cruiserweight division. This man continues to be underrated, continues to dispatch the fighters that we put in front of him. And that's another main event victory in front of the hometown crowd. Martin Castro versus Reggie Quebec. Have these guys fought already? Yeah, they have. Castro won. That's right. I remember that now. Got some injured fighters. And obviously some more action coming up. What's this fight? Let's go. We'll look at the title fights when they're there. Seals versus Gonzalvez is coming up. We aren't fighting for any titles, and that's why we're just going to keep moving until we are. Keep going forward. We got plenty of incredibly special, talented fighters here, including a still undefeated Jose Edwards, who just had his undefeated record completely saved by the judges. So we're thankful for that as well. We've got a pretty good chance here against Santiago Mendez to knock off a pretty bad fighter, a guy Fitch already beat. I don't know why Santiago Mendez is still ranked so high. He doesn't even have good defense. So we're going to set Steve Ervin up here against Santiago Mendez. Let's see. Is Steve Ervin like gassed or something? No, he can go. All right, cool. So we're going to make that fight 100%. For weeks. Let's just see. We'll put it in Denver. Denver. Anywhere in Colorado. Anywhere in old Colorado. Alright, fine. Just freaking put it in Carson then. Just put it at Dignity Health Sports Park then. McCreary. No title shot from McCreary. I don't even know if he's ready to go. Yeah, he is. All right, so we can, I mean, I don't know about 4 weeks. Seems a little soon for McCreary. But god dang, we've got shows on shows coming up. That's for sure. McCreary could fight Demetrius Johnson. Did Demetrius Johnson change weights or something? No, he's just been losing a lot in this weight class, losing to a lot of different contenders. Kind of a gatekeeper, Demetrius Johnson. He's turned into. So that would be a decent win. But Ariel Sanchez would be for the North American Championship. So I'd think we would make that a main event of its own if we can. How many fighters do we have? Whoopsie. To book here. Can I click create shows for once? Thank you. We don't have enough to really fill 2 shows. So unfortunately, I think we're just going to have McCreary's North American title be a co-main. Tragically, here for Ervin and Mendez. When it really probably shouldn't be, but hopefully McCreary can bring home a belt for us, a regional belt, but a belt all the same. Mott Williams saws us this fight against Logan Rocha. That's a rough one. We're gonna just tiptoe around that and try to rank ourselves up a little slower. Do we have anybody else? I mean, Victor Benitez is ranked 29th. Rocha is such a step up for Williams. Benitez is a lot more winnable, though. And I think I'm going to take that fight. He's also not a bad fighter. It's not a respectable fighter it is a respectable fighter to go up against, rather. And then I feel like everyone else here just fought 2 seconds ago. We'll feed this guy to Andrew Wiggins. I don't know why we aren't giving Andrew Wiggins more of a challenge, but a win is a win. Max Rice was just in that crazy fight. I don't think he's ready yet. DeRocha was just in a good fight as well. He's got Sergio Ramirez here, which would be kind of a tough fight. Have they fought before? They have, and DeRocha knocked him out. Big shock. He does that. He tends to do that, DeRocha. Ever Galvan. I kind of like this matchup just because of the size. The size is exactly the same. I feel like the skills are very similar. This is a good fight. Let's make it. It's maybe, again, too good of a fight to be that deep on the undercard. It's definitely a better fight than Alexander Wiggins versus Gary Garcia, which is now going to be a 10-rounder that will probably go all of 3 minutes. Probably go all of 3 minutes. Dimash Sarnoy has taken a couple tough losses. So if we don't care about his undefeated record, then we can just put him up against whoever we want. But Brandon Selden would be a very easy win, so we're going to give him that one over a not terribly ranked fighter. And Jamarcus Ferguson is ranked 105th. That'd be a bit of a challenge for Rodriguez. Ahmad Hilton is very good at 121st, but Avalos is not that good, so we'll fight him. There we go. Very complex reasoning, I know. Very complex reasoning, I know. He's not good, so I want to fight him. And the guy that's good, we don't want to fight him. It's the most complex reasoning in any sports game, genuinely. I want to rematch Duran, actually, after that one with Rice. For real, for real. That's what I really want. And I guess we did this again. We didn't book anything else for Seals versus Goncalvez, unfortunately. It's just that one fight. So we booked it in Brisbane at this giant stadium. And there's nothing else on the card. Which is very funny. But there's still 10,000 people here for Seals versus Goncalvez. The real boxing fans all showed up. I think he's going to take care of business here pretty easy. Let's keep it on fastest. Good start for Goncalvez, doing some damage to Seals. That's very interesting. We're going to cover up here in round 2, and Seals does good work. We're going to jab and move, try to stay away from Goncalvez, stay at distance. We're doing good damage. He's the more tired fighter. I don't like how much damage Seals is taking in this fight. We're going to go to the body. Might not have been the best idea. We're going to cover up again in this round and see if we do good work. No. Back to natural style. At some point, we have to tell Seals to aggress, and that's going to be this point here. We're going to pile on pressure. Consequences be damned, and we're just going to keep piling on pressure until we get him out of here. And it doesn't happen. We go to the scorecards, but Seals is going to get an easy unanimous decision victory down here in Australia. And I'm happy with that. Went through some adversity, but came out the other side. I don't like how much damage he took, but that could be a result of the punch power of Gonçalves. So it's another win for Tony Seals. Hopefully he's got a very bright future. In the middleweight division still. He's still ranked number 9th. He's still the North American champion. Obviously wasn't defending that there. It would be interesting to keep defending that North American belt for him. He's still only 23, which is crazy. Imagine how long he's going to fight for. Imagine how many fights he's going to have. Alicio Soto versus Sung Kunpeng Wang. This is a very good fight. Soto is an explosive fighter. Crazy that he even has 2 losses. I mean, it is strawweight. He's lost to Wang before, and he's lost to Jesus Valenzuela, who is somehow not a champion despite being an absolute monster of a strawweight. And off we go. Ooh, huge round from Soto, almost getting Wang out of there. He wants to avenge that loss. Wang coming back with good work. It's a big even round, and at the very end of it, Soto sneaks in, and the ref gives him the TKO stoppage. And this rivalry, this strawweight rivalry, is now 1-1. Wang handed his 5th career loss. Crazy scenes there. This is a pretty crazy bantamweight title between New Yorker Raul Howard. He's 23, 22, and 2, and he's fighting Joshua Martinez Moralels for a bantamweight title. I guess Moralels didn't want too big of a challenge. This guy's got 22 losses. He's the North American champion, which is maybe why they gave him this stretch. But man, look at these losses. He's got a win over Superboy, who I know is a good fighter. He's got a win over Enrique Dutchover. He's got that win over Ruben Ortiz. He lost to Nquane. Was Nquane at bantamweight before? I think that's a new weight class for Nquane. It is. Nquane was a super featherweight. That's right. We thought about fighting him with Moralels, I think, maybe. But man, can you imagine if Howard wins this fight? A 22-loss fighter as a world champion. He doesn't throw a punch in the first round. There's some work from him in the second. Gets beat up in the third. Moralels, this is easy work. There's a reason why Moralels did this. He finishes it in the 5th. That was routine. Almost like he's defending his title against a 22-loss fighter. I'm going to do that when I get a belt. When I get a belt, I'm just going to go to like 500th on the rankings. Just rack up titles. That's not how it works, by the way. You can't do that. You actually can't. The game doesn't let you. You have very limited choices, actually, a lot of the times when you're a title holder. Sometimes even there can be just like a bad, overlap of coincidences. You can go a super long time without even getting an offer for anyone. You just sit there week after week after week getting these emails of like, your fighter is mad at you because you weren't booking him fights. And then you go and you try to book him a fight and you literally just have nobody to book him against because he's the world champion and there's nobody free. It's really amazing. Grant versus James. Grant with a big first round, big second round. Already going to be chasing the finish. Methinks. I strongly suspect. Grant continuing to give it forward. Continuing to march forward. And there we go. Rigoberto Grant wins that 6-round fight by 11 points on one scorecard. 106-32, 11-5. If you had any doubt about Rigoberto Grant's validity as a prospect, it's already put to bed. 2 fights into his career. I know he's fought nobody, but whatever. Mitchell crushes Benavidez. Easy win for Darius Mitchell. Make up for some of those L's. Jose Williams, another fighter looking to make up for some L's. A slightly better fighter in Arturo Edmonds, but this should be easy to take care of for Williams. Good first round for Edmonds, however. No, Williams comes back in the second. Big third for Edmonds. Let's cover up. Just be careful. Another big round. All right, let's go back to natural style. I want Williams needs to do work here. Williams needs to be who he is, and we're gonna jab and move. We're gonna jab and move. I think that's Williams' game. That doesn't work either. Okay. Back to natural style. All right. Okay. How many rounds left do we have? Go to the body. That didn't work either. We're going to have to go for broke. This has been a bad effort from Williams here. He's getting significantly outpunched, significantly outworked. I don't like this at all. Big round from Edmonds. I mean, I guess we're going to plant our feet is stupid. Let's cover up, I guess, and try to get a counterpunch KO. I really don't know what else to do. No, let's just go for broke. That's really the only thing I can think of to do. Go for broke. We'll probably get our ass kicked. We do. We get stopped, actually. But it was going to be a loss anyway. It's going to be a very lopsided loss anyway. So what does it matter? And we're going to have to take a look at Jose Williams. At Jose Williams. Where is he? Probably way down the list. Yes, here he is. 19-6. Okay. So, I mean, the first thing that comes to our mind after a loss like that is a weight change. I mean, that was supposed to be an easy victory. And he obviously didn't get it. It's his first fight at the new weight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, he lost to Badu Cody, and we moved him in weight. He was a middleweight, yes. Now he's a super welterweight. And his first fight at the weight just went very, very poorly against a not very strong fighter. So, we're obviously going to give him another shot at super welterweight. But, I mean, again, he's still fighting a bigger fighter. Arturo Edmonds is a huge super welterweight. Gigantic. 80-inch reach at super welter is crazy. But we're gonna still give Williams shots here at this weight. I guess it's just him struggling to adjust to the new weight we can justify it as. I have no idea, but I'm definitely concerned. He's now 2-4 in his last 6. That's pretty awful. He's really struggling to find his form. Let's take a look at weight here. It says Williams cannot move down in. I don't know why he can't move down, but there's no weight changes available right now for him. How many fights left on the contract? 2. Okay, so I'm not going to re-sign him right now. And we're going to... Oscar Garcia is going to get a new contract, of course. The southpaw heavyweight from Syracuse. I don't really care about this fight, even though it's pretty high level. We'll just move on. Oh, we have 2 fights this week, I think. Yeah, Oh, no, we were just in the middle of an event. Yeah, that Williams fight wasn't a main event. I have no idea what I'm thinking. Let's see what Dale can do against the undefeated fighter. Good first round. A good second round again. Montoya started that round well, but Dale didn't let him continue that work. And now Dale coming into round 4 looking to pile on. He does at the start, but then it's back from Montoya, who does his best work of the fight. He's 9-0 with 9 knockouts. We got to be careful with this guy. Let's go to the body. Montoya, dangerous fighter. He can hit us. We knock him down. Good stuff. Natural style, Dale. We'll keep piling it on. Uh-oh. That's a big round for Montoya. Pile on was a mistake there. We'll just go natural style these last 2 rounds because it's been working. I think we're ahead in the fight, but we're fighting an undefeated guy. We're fighting an undefeated guy. They're probably going to try to find a way to give him this fight on the cards. Let's be real. So I'm going to go for broke, actually. I know that's a little crazy, but... Crazy last round. Who did they give it to? They give it to us on all 3. All right. I like it. I like it. I can't believe they took Montoya's undefeated record, but apparently they thought we did enough work. The knockdown. We clearly took round 1. We clearly took round 3. We clearly took round 5 and round 9. And we definitely took round 10 as well, in my opinion. So I think they were right to give us that fight, but maybe we should, like, I was expecting to lose when at that scorecards list. 97-92 surprised me. That's all I'll say. 97-92 surprised me. We lost a lot of rounds. And Manuel Soto in the co-main event already this early into his career. We're expecting a knockout. It's one of his first real tests against a real player in the division here in Andy Early at 16-9, but he's putting damage on him so far. Let's just keep with the natural style. It's so much damage from Soto. He only lands one power punch, but he's up at 90%. And we pile on pressure and get the finish nice and easy. Round 5. Manuel Soto took care of business there. 6-0. And Andy Fitch versus Arthur Khamaza. Khamaza? Yes. In the main event, this is a tough fight for Andy Fitch at super welterweight. How many fights at super welterweight does Andy Fitch have? Is this our first fight for him at this new weight? I think it may be. Yeah. He was 3-2 in his last 2-3 in his last 5. So we moved him down to super welter where he belongs a little more. And now he's got his first main event at this new weight, and let's see how he fares. Williams didn't do too great with the weight change. Let's see if Fitch handles it any better. Pretty bad first round. Khamaza still doing more damage, but we're still in there in terms of energy. We need some volume, though. So we'll force Fitch to provide volume. Nice. And we're going to go to the body. Nice work there, and now we can chase a finish. Little nervy there from Fitch, but he got it done. Little nervy, but he got it done. Tough early rounds. Khamaza landing a lot of damage. And one thing that is true, it is easier for us to get damaged here at these smaller weights. And that definitely played out there in that fight. But Andy Fitch with a good first performance here in his new weight class. And it's just disappointing. You know, we changed them both. But the truth is both Williams and Fitch just have holes in their game that we can't really fill in their potential at this point. They just kind of are who they are. And as far as they go is as far as they go. But if you think a fighter with these skills can't be a world champion in this game, you're wrong. The right opportunity just needs to come along. And let's look at weight. Again, it says we can't move weight down, but that could just be a technical thing. We may get another chance later. Not that I would want to, but again, I think he is even still. He could go down to welterweight. He'd be a huge welterweight, but again, I'm just experimenting with these weight changes right now. I've never really... Last time I played this again, I only had the 8 weight classes, so I'm learning these weight changes as I go along here, at least with the 16 weights. And the super welter and the super fly and the super bantam and the blah, blah, blah. And it's Moralels versus Sanchez next week. Feel like I haven't scouted in a while, and we have influence points to be able to sign more amateurs now as well. Whoops. And Moralels versus Sanchez. Let's take a look at the card real quick. Gervonta Williams fighting today. Even Rodriguez fighting today. Hartman, and then Flores, Cottrell, and Ramos. Before we get to Fred Moralez. First fight of the night. Cardo versus Pollard. Jesus Cardo's highly anticipated heavyweight debut. And he takes the first 2 rounds. Easy to lose these 6-rounders, as we all know. But he's taken all first 4 rounds, and he just got a 10-8 in the 5th. He doesn't get the stoppage. Oh, sorry, it was in the 4th. He might get the stoppage here. No, he doesn't get the stoppage, but he wins the fight. Good performance there from Jesus Cardo in his first outing. Flores versus Olguin. Basically a setup here for Flores. Should be an easy win. He does it. Takes all 2.5 minutes. Williams versus Joshua Dale. Another setup. Gervonta Williams should take care of business here. 1-punch knockout. That's predictable. Gervonta Williams is a very, very special heavyweight fighter. Very special heavyweight. 1-punch KO. That is kind of to be expected. Walked across the ring and put the guy in a pine box. Just like we wanted. 3rd round. Man, Gervonta Williams, I'm just like... You want to talk about being excited for a prospect. We're 2 fights in. I know this is stupid, but I have Gervonta Williams just pictured as like Mike Tyson at this point. Genuinely, I'm that hyped about him. That's insane. That's an insane hype job. There's no way he's gonna live up to those expectations. But that is how I have Gervonta Williams pitch. He is literally Mike Tyson. He is literally going to be Mike Tyson, bro. Y'all don't understand. Rico Hartman, 8-0 fighting an 8-1 fighter. He's still much larger than him. You got to figure we can use our distance and jab and move if we get in trouble. We're not in trouble right now. Let's jab and move. I just want to see how it works. We're so much taller than him. We get a knockdown, but he uses his range effectively. We're going to cover up. We're going to be tough to hit like that. We get a knockdown. This fight is crazy. Let's just embrace the chaos and go for broke here in round 7. Who got the finish? Did we lose? Oh, okay, we lost apparently. Well, you know what? Let's remember that Rico Hartman lost his undefeated record on just a crazy out-and-out Hagler-Hearns slug-it-out war. Because they were just in there doing fisticuffs. He had more punches in the round, and the ref stepped in and stopped him instead of Singleton. That was it. That was a crazy fight. That was a crazy fight. I feel bad for Rico Hartman's undefeated record. He didn't really deserve to go out like that. Let's increase his stamina. We're just going to keep working on Rico Hartman. I'd like to get his punching up eventually, too. I think we need to prioritize that. Make sure that those punching numbers get up so that he has something to supplement. His stamina and takes punishment are kind of never... They're never going to be strength, so we need to make sure that the punching is a real strength for him. So that he can pick up wins. You can a lot more reliably pick up wins when you're a really good puncher. Big shock. Welcome to boxing. Thomas Young versus Peter Toth in front of this sold-out venue. Toth, good first round. Sorry, Young, good first round. Young, good second round. Toth is not our fighter. Ooh. Young continuing to work. And there's a KO. Thomas Young. 8 wins, 8 KOs. Flores versus Cottrell. Flores never fought Dustin Cottrell before, but Cottrell gave his brother a hard time, and now he's giving David Flores a hard time. A couple round wins snuck in there for Flores, but there's a round win for Cottrell. Flores coming back with one. They're going tit for tat. This is a very close fight. Maybe Flores narrowly ahead. He's always been a very tactical fighter. And right now he's got Cottrell tired. He wins that round, and we're going to pile on pressure in the last round and probably escape with a narrow, unanimous decision victory, as is the David Flores special. And we do. It was a majority decision. One of the stupid judges called it a draw. I very strongly disagree with that, but David Flores adds another win to the list, and Ricardo Cottrell still searching for his 20th career win against a very strong puncher in Dave Mazurenko, who cannot take a punch to save his life. Can Cottrell lay on enough punishment to get him out of there? We should just pile on pressure here. If we have any kind of offense established at all, let's please. It doesn't work. We take punishment there. And we get a knock down and a knockout. Y'all know the order. And Ricardo Cottrell has officially done his job, taking care of business against Mazurenko, and gotten his 20th career professional win. And Kareem Ramos versus Saul Quigley. Gotta love the name on Saul Quigley. Can Kareem Ramos go to 13-0? We lost an undefeated prospect in Hartman in a crazy fight earlier. Can Kareem Ramos pile on pressure and get that win? He got a knockdown. He's right on the brink of it. And it only takes one punch in the 4th round to end this thing on a TKO. And Kareem Ramos is now 13-0. And Fred Moralez will look to improve 20-0 against Michi Sanchez, who is absolutely no threat at all. The man can only defend himself. He has a good first round. He has a good second round. Moralez having some trouble finding his range here. It's a good third round for Moralez. We need to go to the body. We need to just force our way inside. Wow, okay, listen. All right. This is interesting. Fred. Jab and move, maybe? We can outbox him so strongly. That didn't work either. I am terrified right now. Why is Fred Moralez losing his undefeated record like this? Let's go to the body. We can try to chase him down if we get him empty. He's just outlanding us. Let's pile on pressure. And let's go for broke here. I think Fred Moralez might have just lost his undefeated record. If he has a big round here, he can maybe save it. He gets a knockout! 20-0! Fred Moralez walks out in the 10th round and says, I ain't losing. I ain't losing to no Michi Sanchez. I'm walking out here with my 20th professional win. What a fighter. Fred Moralez. That might be my favorite knockout of the save so far. What a KO by KO Fred. Oh, man. The Florida man coming through, as always. Fantastic stuff from Florida Fred. Decently fun Wesley Jackson fight here for Frankie Edwards. Haven't they fought already? They have. TKO 9. Don't know about not running it back though. I'm still so hyped from that Morales knockout. What an awesome KO for Fred Morales. We've got Ervin versus Mendez. We need to book an event though. We need to book another event. Rios versus Fundora. They still don't want to do it. Jihao Dong is a top 10 fighter in the world. That's a crazy fight, man. Have they fought? Have these guys fought each other already? No, I want to make this fight. This is just another banger of a fight for Rios. Rios just fights banger after banger. Let's wait one more week, because I don't like that it's in 4 weeks. I want to give Rios one more week off before we book this thing. But this is going to be a crazy fight, no doubt about it. I believe it was Rios versus... Yes, Rios versus Dong. Fundora is just running from us. Fundora is just running. Ludwig Haupt doesn't want to fight us either. Wait, let's look at the title picture, because you never know with Rios. Rios could be considered. This guy's fighting someone, and this guy's fighting someone, so no. So no, unfortunately, Rios cannot fight for a title, but he can get another win, so we just keep grinding. Dong. That's going to be in 4 weeks. It's going to be in Bridgeport. You already know it. It could be in China. We could have it in China, but no, we're gonna do it in Bridgeport. We could feed Darius Mitchell to Ramos, but Darius Mitchell is a very talented fighter on a winning streak, and I don't want to do that at all. Deshaun Ramsey is ranked 79th and is very beatable, a lot smaller than Ramos, so he should win that one. Jose Edwards has some ranked competition after narrowly escaping with his undefeated record. Carlos Norberto Rodriguez would be a challenging fight. Victor Rivera would also be a challenging fight. Mangushi is in the top 50 in the world and is a very winnable one, so let's do that. Maybe we'll set another main event for Frankie Edwards. Andy Fitch. Andy Fitch versus Jesse Clark. I think Jesse Clark fought for a title. He did. He got KO1 by Yusupov. That could be a fun fight for Andy Fitch and a fun main event as well. Andy Fitch versus Jesse Clark. That's very catchy. A couple catchy fighter names. Oscar Prescott also as well, but I think Jesse Clark is a better matchup, so we're going to set that up. We've also got Top King. That's a scary fight. He's 46th, and he's not ranked by anybody. So if we lose, we're going to rank way down. We shouldn't be worrying about this right now. We're still setting up this Rios versus Dong event that has 3 fights on it, so let's keep going. It's not going to be Fitch. It's not going to be Edwards. We'll put Garcia on it. Mockboot Whitboy. It's a fun name. Jairo Montez. Arnulfo Winchester. Philip Green. Alfredo Banos. Alfredo Banos kind of looks like a fun fight. It's dangerous. He's a powerful puncher. But you know what? Let's use our defensive skills. Stick to the outside. Box. Let's do it. It's risky, but let's do it. Fine. Max Rice. Obviously can fight some ranked opposition. I kind of want to put him second on that on this Fitch card though. Or maybe Frank Edwards will be second and Max Rice can be third there. And we'll put Raymond Pena, who's still trying to climb the ranks here. Hernan Camacho, that should be an easy win. It's crazy that he still isn't in the top 100. Jose Williams needs a bounce back at Top King. Why do we keep giving Jose Williams insanely difficult fights? I mean, he's very talented, so he keeps getting shots against top-level fighters. This might be one against Mai here with a good record. Benny Kid Sowa, that's a cool name. And it's another Chinese fighter on the card on the undercard, which is good because there's a Chinese fighter on the main card. help sell the event. Rigoberto Grant versus Marks. We can just set up Gervonta Williams to just beat the snot out of some other guy. James Bustos, that might actually be a tough fight. Alex Minto, a decently talented fighter. Billy Fitzsimmons. Is there anybody at all? I mean, Bustos isn't that dangerous, though. It'll be a little bit of a dangerous 6-rounder, but we'll put it in there. How many fights is that on Rios versus Dong? That's 8 fights. So now we're going to make another new event. I could just play this game forever, man. I really could. That's why I'm making all these episodes. I could play this game forever and a day. And let's see. No, there's no title shot for Max Rice, but there's some pretty reputable dudes. Andy Fitch. The main event of this evening is Andy Fitch versus Jesse Clark. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In 6 weeks' time, is it Baltimore, USA? Is there an arena anywhere in Baltimore? The CFG Bank Arena at 14,000. Edwards. Julian Neri. Wesley Jackson. He's got so many fun fights. I think he already fought. I feel like he already fought most of these guys. Has Edwards fought Proano? I feel like Proano fought... Who did Proano fight? He fought Jose Williams. God, I feel like he fought someone else good, but you know what? We're just going to set this one up. Edwards versus Proano. Hopefully it'll be another good win for Frankie Edwards. Again, we just keep setting him up against powerful guys, and he keeps winning. I said I was going to put Rice second. I believe he's now third. Boniface Amucha. That's a really good fight. You know what? I've been waiting for this fight for a while. We're going to make it. The African champion against Max Rice. Are you not entertained? What a super flyweight tilt that's going to be. Brian Mitchell, undefeated. Do we risk it against Giovanni Torres? He's top 200. Patrick Rubin is also top 200 and is imminently more beatable. So we'll do that one instead. Boxing manager. Dodge. Just dodge the actual good fight. Just swipe it out of the way. Little shoulder roll. Just avoid that good fight. We don't want to do it. We want to fight somebody bad. Austin Flores is going to fight Hayden Moss. Speaking of fighting somebody bad. I'm not even going to look at that guy's attributes because I'm sure we're going to kick his ass. His record is so terrible. It's Reyes. He's had a bad start to the career. Jonathan Owens down at 0-3. Michael Rubio is at least 1-1, but he doesn't want to fight us. Maybe somebody from around the globe. Alex Minto. All right. Well, we're just going to take some scrub to go to 2-0. Stop wasting everybody's time. Qantas Rodriguez. Not that great. Chris Mahashin is 0-4. Marco Tia had a draw in his first fight. That's kind of a fun one. Let's do that one. That'll round things out for that card. And Rodriguez versus Avalos. Avalos, a decent fighter despite his losing record. And he gets a knockdown on us. And it's a good second round from Avalos as well. Seems ahead in the fight, but then Rodriguez piling on the pressure here in round 3. And now he's really going to pile on the pressure in round 4, literally. In round 5, oh man, he gets knocked down. But then he gets the knockout. Wow, crazy back and forth round. He got knocked down and struggled to his feet at the count of 8. Got back up and put Avalos away. Impressive comeback performance there from Ramiro Rodriguez when there probably shouldn't have had to have been a comeback. I do believe Rodriguez has a few holes in his game attribute-wise. He does. He's not the best fighter in the world. But you know what? He's got some attribute points and we can make his defense a little better. I don't think his chin will ever be perfect, though. But he's already provided us with more fun memories than most fighters who've only had 6 fights in their professional career. That is for very certain. It's Sarnoy versus Brandon Selden. Sarnoy, great first round. He'll jab and move in round 2. Use that size. Keep working here in round 3. And he gets the win. Good fight for Dimash Sarnoy. His 8th win and his 8th knockout to go with his 2 defeats. Keenan DeRocha, also a guy fond of a knockout, but he gets knocked around in the first round here by Everett Galvin, who's a talented fighter. Huge second round. Or third round, rather. And then pouring on pressure from DeRocha here. Oh, a huge round from Galvan. That was bad from DeRocha there. Daochuai is going to have to cover up 34 punches from Galvan. Completely turn this fight on its head. We're going to go natural style. I really don't know what to do here. Galvan, yeah, he just chases us down and gets the finish. And it's another loss for Daochuai. And the losses just keep to pile up on Daochuai's record. That's not a particularly good loss either. And yeah, you see now his punishment, his chin, his stamina all dropping. He's 30. I mean, he's just a presence in the division, right? He keeps knocking people out. I just can't convince myself to cut him. He's got 2 fights left. I'll give him one more. Same deal. I'm not going to give him an extension. I just want to see what he's got in one more fight. We'll give Ramiro Rodriguez a 5 fight. We might, who knows? Who knows what will happen to Ramiro Rodriguez? He's also got holes in his game. But, you know, as we get more of these really special young prospects in, also it behooves us less to keep around fighters who do have these big holes in their game that we're just willing to accept. Especially if we're going to keep a small organization, which I want to. And Wiggins, easy first round win. Lamont Williams here against Fitch. I feel like he just fought. Fighting in here against a tough Mexican. Good second round. Gonna go to the body. Try to take the third. He can't. Back to natural style. Very even. Let's jab it and move it. Ooh, and a terrible round on go to the body for Lamont Williams. We're going to cover up and hope we don't get stopped. We might get stopped here. I'm going to pile on pressure. I want Williams to win this round, and he does big. We're not going to go back to the body. We're going to natural style it, and we get a big knockdown. And Williams may have come back from a really bad situation there where he was down for a minute. And he gets a knockdown, a couple bad rounds there, but he's recovered mightily, and he's ahead in this fight, and we're going to be able to pile on pressure here and chase a win here in round 10. And we do, and we get it with 59 seconds left. Lamont Williams improves to 18-2-1. It's a very impressive record of the featherweight division as our only featherweight. And here's a matchup. The North American Regional Welterweight title, the supporting bout of the night for the North American Welterweight Championship. It's Gabriel McCreary here in another fight with a belt on the line. Battle of the 19-4 fighters. Sanchez with 18 KOs, McCreary with 16. 2 powerful punchers. Let's get it on. Could this end early? It's big damage to McCreary early. Bigger damage coming from Sanchez. Let's jab and move. Can McCreary? He's still not doing good damage here. Natural style. It's still good volume from Sanchez. We're going to stay on natural style. I'm a little nervous. Sanchez still with big volume, but he's not doing as much damage. We're going to go to the body and try to even things out. That works decently. Sticking on natural style. Huge round from Sanchez. Come on. Just letting him tee off on us with 30 punches. And it's a knockdown from McCreary. I don't know, though. I don't know. It's a counterpunch knockdown. We're still getting outpunched 2-1, and Sanchez finishes it. That was very disappointing from McCreary. I don't know what it is with McCreary. I feel like that's his first loss in a very long time, though. He lost to Michael Carl for the belt. I guess he just doesn't do good in title fights. He gets nervous. I don't know. But that was a terrible effort. He did not do good. 84% knockout percentage. He found a knockdown but didn't find a knockout. And that's about the only silver lining was that knockdown. He pretty much belongs at this weight. Maybe he could move up. Maybe he can move up. But I don't really think we should do that. It's also not going to let him. It's also not really going to let him. I don't know. So far, he just seems like one of those guys who isn't really able to make good on his talent. That was a very disappointing performance there. It would be nice to have 3 regional champions here up at the top of our organization, but we don't. Plenty of positives to look on, though. Ervin versus Mendez here. Ervin should be able to take care of business here. I'll be concerned if he doesn't. Good second round from Ervin. We're going to pile on pressure, maybe getting a little greedy. No. No. We're doing good work. We're doing good damage to Mendez. We continue piling on pressure, and Ervin finishes this fight in round number 4. That was a quality win there for Steve Ervin, who continues to be a factor in the super middleweight division. But Gabriel McCreary really had to go out there and disappoint us. Ricardo Cottrell, very quietly, a 20-4 record. We don't talk about him much, but 24-2 in the heavyweight division is nothing to be snuffed at all. We're gonna improve his punch accuracy. He got that 14 defense. He's got intangibles kind of all over the place, decent size, and just like Flores, an excellent tactical fighter. He beat Flores in their one matchup. It doesn't really seem like the time to rematch that fight now because they both have pretty decent rising stocks, it seems to me. Although Flores with a couple wins here after that 3-loss losing streak. Although he was fighting good fighters. The Terrence Bell fight was really the only bad loss. Daochuai also struggling, but he's kind of become that fighter where it's like, you know what, just lose. You're kind of allowed. I mean, Flores also as well has taken 7 losses. And Luis Masso is going to defend his belt. It's a 3rd title shot for Daniel Scott. I guess they couldn't find anybody else. I guess the Buffalo contingent really shows out. They can sell tickets when Daniel Scott's in there. I don't know. But if I was Masso, I'd be getting sort of tired of beating up the same dude over and over again. Masso's taking some damage here, though. Look at Scott. Is the 3rd time the charm. It's another round win for Scott, and look at this. Masso has only really won the 2nd round here. Daniel Scott is in the lead of this fight. Is he about to flip the super welterweight division on its head? It's a knockdown. He can't finish Masso, and Masso's going to have to dig real deep here. Been taken to the brink by the man from Buffalo, and it was a good start to the round from Scott, but he didn't combo off with those power punches. He worked the jab. He didn't combo off of it, and Masso comes back and just starts beating him down there to end the round. And this is far too entertaining of a fight for me not to watch the rest of this on fast. I am very invested in this. I want to see if Daniel Scott from Buffalo can pull it out of the bag here at the last chance, but he's taken some big damage from the champ. Good shots from the champ. The champ's looking to finish, and he does. And Daniel Scott gave it maybe his most valiant effort on the 3rd try, but it's still not enough to unseat Luis Masso from his world super welterweight titles. Junior Agapito Abreu is going to fight Alexis Ruiz, who, if you remember, just beat Anthony Rios in that title eliminator by that majority decision that I did not necessarily agree with. So let's see what would have happened, because that's how this works. Whatever happens in this fight is what would have happened to Rios. For sure, that's definitely how that works. That is for sure how that works for real. Ervin still ranked pretty much number 1. I'm going to wait for him to come off the injured list, of course, before we schedule another fight for him. Agapito Abreu continued to defend his belt against Alexis Ruiz, who just defeated our fighter, as I just said. And we're on fast again, unfortunately. Oh, baby. Agapito Abreu with that big 1-punch knockout in the 2nd round to send Ruiz to the Shadow Realm. And maybe we should be glad we lost that fight. We didn't lose that fight. Rios won. The streets know that wasn't the real title. It's not the real title till Rios is involved. The streets know. The real boxing fans know. Lamont Williams is going to get a 5-fight extension for all of his good work. Reese Kelly versus Jeffrey Labau. That's a hell of a strawweight bout. Reese Kelly done a very good job defending his title so far. A very good job getting them back after losing them as well. One of the stalwarts of the division, one of the better fighters out of the UK against Jeffrey Labau, who's a defensive stalwart from the Philippines. Let's watch it on fastest. I don't think we've ever had a strawweight fighter. And it's a one-punch KO from Labau. Gotta love the strawweight division sometimes. It's got those one-punch knockouts just like heavyweight does. And Joaquin Allen looking to continue against Famichan here from France. This should be a pretty easy defense for Allen. It would be a big upset if Christian Famichan could come win this and unseat Allen's undefeated record, but it's a big first round for Famichan and a big second round. We've seen this before with these challengers coming out and landing a ton of shots to start fights, but it's a big round back from Allen, and now Allen has found his range and is landing. But Famichan comes back with a big 6, trying to keep it in. Man, and this has turned into a crazy tilt here. This has turned into a crazy fight. Just back and forth. Who's going next? It's Famichan landing the better damage, but he has less energy, and who knows who you get the actual round to. Famichan does huge work, though, there in the 9th to win that round. He might be ahead in the fight now. Allen's got to keep working, and it's such an interesting question, especially here with Famichan on 0%. Is he going to do enough work to convince the judges to take Joaquin Allen's undefeated record? We're going to find out in one round. He does a lot of good work in that. 114, 113, 114, 112. Oh, man, 114, 113. We're going to have to look at that. I don't know about that, Joaquin Allen. I think the fans of Paris, France are going to have a thing or two to say about that. I think there are some very angry French people out there tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, guys. I think Famichan won that fight. Did he do enough to take Joaquin Allen's undefeated record? Did he do enough to take his belts? Did he do enough? Has Joaquin Allen done enough to deserve that kind of treatment? He is a long reigning champion. He has been defending for a long time against many fighters, even against Famichan himself before. He himself took Famichan 0. Man, Famichan has got to be pissed off. He's trying to avenge a fight here against an undefeated fighter who took his record and they just robbed him. He's got to be seething. He's got to be seething. What a little rivalry we've got there. And let's just go through here. I'm on the Christian Famichan team. I was very invested in this at this point because he did a tremendous job. He doubles him up in round 1, doubles him up in round 2, loses round 3, gets cooked in round 4, admittedly. That's probably a 10-8. That was probably a big part of the scoring. No knockdowns in the whole fight, by the way. Gets doubled up in round 5, so it's not good. He's lost 3 in a row at this point. And then he comes back and dominates round 6. Drops narrow close round 7. It's a close round 8 as well. And then he wins every other round until the end of the fight. He wins 1, 2, 3, 4. Did he win this round? He didn't have ring control. He had the better stoppage. Really hard to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He won 7 rounds. I don't know what to say. He won 7 rounds in the fight. It's a close fight because, I mean, you have this 10-8 right here in round 4. And then who do you call round 8-4? But the fact that it was a unanimous decision is kind of crazy. And I think the difference in the purse tells you all you need to know. That Joaquin Allen, it was always going to be hard to unseat him with that undefeated mark. And Bill Donnelly versus Uriel Palacios continues a day of crazy title fights. Bill Donnelly, of course, a long-reigning middleweight champion who has successfully defended his belt against all sorts of oncomers from a loaded division. I mean, seriously, Fitch, Wid, look at this, man. He wins the European title over Wid, then beats Cody, Fitch, Cody again, Shinuel, Tafer, Foster, and Ontiveros. He has just gone through a bunch of household names in this division to defend his belt, and it's just a matter of next. And next is Uriel Palacios from Nicaragua, who has made a habit out of losing recently. He's lost to a lot of the big names that Donnelly has beat. I'm not exactly sure what's wrong with him. He's got good defensive skills and good aggression. I'm not sure why he has such a penchant for losing fights, but he's here in a title shot against undefeated Bill Donnelly. This would be something of an upset. Let's take a look at the betting. You got to figure Donnelly's a massive favorite. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, by a country mile. And let's see if he can take home his predicted victory. Solid first round for the Irishman. Solid second round. Very even third between Donnelly and Palacios. And dominant work there from Donnelly. Continues to pretty much boss this fight. Yeah, I mean, this is a Donnelly win here. Palacios is not very strong competition. We're just going to get through this. I mean, he's doubling him up on punches. Palacios is just getting beat up. I mean, I think they need to throw in the towel. And the ref makes them throw in the towel. Stops the fight. TKO for Bill Donnelly in round 11. And it's another middleweight title. Aribo versus Sharp. I don't know about watching this. It's so many title fights. This one's next week is 2-belt cruiserweight affair between Mikachev and Guttle, who's an interesting fighter. Have we fought Guttle? He beat Rios, and so it's another fighter that beat Rios getting a title shot. The two guys that beat Rios, both on title level. Very, very frustrating to see, especially for Anthony Rios, you have to imagine. Ricardo Cottrell, in need of a new contract. We're going to give him one. 3 fights. And what is next? We've got Rios versus Dong in Bridgeport in a huge title fight here coming up next week between Bakara and Soar. That's what I'm actually most anticipating. Let's watch Makhoidov versus Gettle. Will be the time Guettle. Good first round from Makhoidov. Good second round from Makhoidov. Continuing to pour it on. Gettle doubling him up. Makhoidov. This is a close fight. Close round 5. Tough to score. Makhoidov. Now he's ahead. Gettle comes back. Makhoidov doesn't take kindly to it. It's a back and forth round 7. It's a knockdown for Gettle to start round 8. Try keeping track of this thing. Let's just give you all a review there. That's what's happened. It's been really hard to keep track. First 2 rounds to Makhoidov. Third round to Gettle. Next 3 rounds to Makhoidov and last 2 to Gettle. So Gettle is still behind in this fight. He's behind on damage and he's behind on energy. So let's see what he can do. And very even here. Still even. It's just such an even fight. How do you score this? Makhoidov gonna try to pile on. Good luck, judges. And they're gonna give it to Makhoidov clearly in a unanimous decision. And still, I mean, yeah, he didn't do enough to lose his title. He got knocked down. He lost a bunch of rounds in the second half of the fight. Some of the traditionalists aren't going to like that. Oh, the guy who ended the fight better should get the belt. Shut up. Raskar Witt is going to defend his belt against Joseph Antoine Champion of France. His name is literally Champion. How can you deny this man? So that should be a good fight as well. We're watching a lot of title fights right now. We've got one more. And this might be the best of the lot. For sure, some kind of rematch. If not, a third in a trilogy between Soar and Bakara. Yes, who is the... Did he take Soar's 0? No, he took his 1. Who took Soar's 0? Who is Soar's... Jordan Garvey. That's right. Whatever happened to Jordan Garvey? Man, Jordan Garvey took Soar's 0 and then fell right off. He won that fight, then beat Magugla to defend his undisputed title and lost it to Soar. Lost the rematch. Won a pickup fight against Dwayne Villa. And then lost a couple tough contenders by knockout. So he's had a tough time, basically. So Soar and Bakara have fought each other only once. This is a rematch. It was a majority decision for Soar. It was a very close fight last time. And this should be an absolute classic in the super bantamweight division, which always provides entertainment for the undisputed super bantamweight title. Bakara versus Soar. This one is going to be absolutely sick. Good first round for Bakara, the champ. Soar wins the second round. Soar takes the third round, the former champ. Very even fight, man. This is a close one. Can Soar get Bakara out of there? Can Bakara defend himself? He needs to throw. He needs to provide volume. They both do. A little slow round there in round 7, but round 8 is a little more action-packed. Round 9, it looked like it was going to go to Bakara, but Soar storming back. And it's been a kind of low to mid volume fight in terms of punches, but it's close. Soare's throwing a lot more, but Bakar is the champion, and no one's really been that damaged or that close to being finished. It's another slow, boring round. This is a boring fight and a tough fight to score. Soare wins that round as well. He's got one more round to put a stamp on what looks like a victory on the cards, but you never know. With a defending champion, you never know. They could take this from Soare if Bakar wins the last round. Nah, they can't. It's a lopsided decision win for Soare, who gets every single one of those belts back that Bakar took from him. That was nowhere near as good of an effort as the first time. He showed that he's still a good match for Soare, but that was nowhere near as good of an effort that won him all those belts, I'll tell you that much. Nowhere close. And then Wid versus Antoine is next week with our event. Cottrell, Ramos, Moralels. Man, oh man. All right, this is a challenge here, making a fight for Moralels. I wish he could just fight for the belt. You know, we've got these fights right now in this event, so let's not do any booking. We're not going to do that. We're going to do Wid versus Antoine. Good first round for Antoine. Wid wins the second, doing some damage. Wid continuing to pour forward with damage. Wid is winning this fight till he gets knocked down here in round 5. Champion knocks him down. And will Champion live up to his name? It's another knockdown, and Champion is the champion. Champion has taken out Raskar Wid and claimed the IBF middleweight title. Will Wid get a rematch? He was winning that fight, but it's a big shot from Champion, and Champion is very much the champion. The IBF middleweight champion. Wow, wow, wow. Crazy turn of events here. Rios versus Dong, live from Bridgeport, sold out. Gervonta Williams to start it out. Versus Jaime Bustos, maybe. Good first round from Williams. Good second round. Good fourth round and a win. Williams 3-0. I would say calmly, but not at all. I'm incredibly excited about Williams. As I have said, Grant, first round KO. Rigoberto Grant. Continuing his climb to the cruiserweight division. Easy start tonight. First fight involving a Chinese fighter. Not even going to try the first name, but his last name is Mai Williams. Williams versus Mai. Good first round for Mai. Doesn't like that I didn't try to pronounce his first name. But I'm still not going to do it. We try to cover up in Mai and Jose Williams. All right. Jose Williams is cooked at this weight, huh? That is sad. We completely cooked Jose Williams' career. He is, yeah. Like, yeah, I'd like it if he could go back to middleweight. If it's going to be like this. It's 3 losses in a row. I mean, it's 3 losses in a row to good fighters, but Jose Williams is too good to be doing this. And he doesn't have any room to grow at all. He's provided us with a lot of good memories and a lot of good knockouts, but this is the best fighter I've ever cut. He's got a great chin still. He's still got a great chin, but that was a bad loss. And it's been multiple bad losses. This weight change has not worked at all. Man, he's very talented. He's a very good puncher. He's dedicated. The intelligence just holds him back, I think, and the takes punishment's low. There will be more fighters. It's tough. This is probably the most experienced fighter we've ever had that we've cut, but Jose Williams is gone. Tough to do, but Jose Williams out the door. That weight change did not behoove him. Hopefully one day He changes back to middleweight or goes down to welterweight or does something. Randy Dale, already at 32 years old. It shows you how losses can really hold back your career. More for those losses, who knows how much he'd be able to fly up the division and not still be fighting prospects with 10-0 and 9-0 records. Hopefully one day Randy Dale finds himself in that spot Williams was trying to occupy, that middleweight contender spot that Fitch and Seals have found themselves in so comfortably. Pena taking damage here, trying to defend his undefeated record. Good shots there forward from Pena. More good forward pressure from Pena, and it's 13-0 for Raymond Pena. Easy work there. Garcia, tough fight against Alfredo Banos. And he gets finished in the first round. That's not good at all. I mean, it is a heavyweight fight against the guy with 18 punching power. Garcia, I guess maybe we should have just gone on jab and move in round one. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm not off the Oscar Garcia train. The chin is cracked, though. He's still 6'6" and a southpaw, but he is not bright. 9 ring IQ, 4 intelligence. He's still from New York also. That ain't never going to change. I don't know what it's worth leveling up. And he also doesn't have good potential. Let's get that ring IQ up to 10. And he's only got 1 potential left. So let's use that on punching power. Sure. And that's it for now. We're going to keep Oscar Garcia. He's got 2 fights left, I think. Correct. But he's also on the verge of getting cut, to be honest with you. There's always going to be more heavyweight prospects. The heavyweight division is the gift that always gives in terms of talent. Edwards versus Mangushi. Edwards has been very undefeated, very impressive and undefeated at light heavy. Knockdown. We're going to pile on pressure Edwards. And there's a KO. Edwards up to 14-0. I just love developing these fighters, man. Whenever one guy falls, another guy comes up. Some of these new guys are going to mean more to us than Fish and Seals probably ever did, especially once they win belts, if they do. They probably will, though. Let's be real here. Ramos versus Ramsey. But it's tough. It's real hard to win a title. Ramos, right now, facing some real pressure here from Deshaun Ramsey, a 13-loss fighter. And it's a nice cover-up round. We're absolutely going to pile on pressure here and use our energy for something good. And it's a knockdown and a knockout. Kareem Ramos, his 11th knockout, his 14th win. He's 14-0 at welterweight. Very impressive stuff. And it's the main event of the evening. Anthony Rios versus Jihao Dong. This should be an awesome fight. We're going to watch this on fast. Just because this is going to be a war. Jihao Dong, I believe, the Asian champion. Let's take a look at his record. Jihao Dong, he's 18-2. Victory over Fundora. And that's about it. Okay. Well, it's still another fun cruiserweight clash. This continues to be the most underrated division that you could ever imagine. Solid blow. Rio starting off strong. It's a very even first round. Boring first round, let's be honest. Who is going to start the real intense action in this match? Pretty even back and forth still in round 2. Pretty slow even back and forth still in round 2. And this is not the most entertaining fight on the planet so far. I'd say Rios is slightly ahead. I think he has won both rounds, so he would be defined as ahead. That would be in fitting with the definition of the term ahead. It's another incredibly slow, turgid, boring round 3. And we are going to put it on fastest and go to the body. Not because it's slow. I get nervous going to the body for some reason. We do decent work there. We do good damage. We'll go back on natural style. Okay. Stay on fast. I think maybe we go back to the body actually and emphasize that energy difference. Bad idea. We're going to go natural style. Lots of damage from Rios there. We're going to stay natural style. I'm glad I sped this fight up. It was really boring. We'll pile on pressure. Hopefully that works. It does. And we get the finish. Wow. Very successful pile on pressure there in round 9. And Anthony Rios gets a big win against a quality fighter here in Jihao Dong. I don't know how much longer you can keep Rios out of the title picture at cruiserweight. I really don't. I really don't. It's starting to become ridiculous. He is a cruiserweight, so he's going to be underrated. He's not going to have all those fans. There's Yusupov versus Castro in a week's time. And we have plenty of scheduling to do and fighters coming off the injured list as well. Kareem Ramos needs a new contract and some XP upgrades. Where is Kareem Ramos? There you are. Ring IQ or punch accuracy? Let's do punch accuracy. Getting better all the time. And we're going to do Yusupov versus Adrian Castro. Adam Lovett and Don Reyes are going to do battle again. And Johnny Donovan. That might be the first one. I don't think we've seen one so far, but there we go. You got a Hall of Famer. Our first boxing Hall of Famer, Johnny Donovan. That is richly deserved. I would assume that means that he's retired. Yeah, he hasn't fought since 27, so he retired at the age of 28. And Mehdi Yusupov, also, who I assume retired at the age of 29, very young, but his chin did get cracked. He was far from contendership. Mehdi Yusupov, sadly, he lost his titles to Dwayne Little, lost to undefeated Delgado. And at that point, his chin was just too gone. He couldn't keep going. Still a very talented fighter, but done at 28. As Donovan and Yusupov are the first members of the Hall of Fame, I believe. Yep. Incredible stuff. Can't wait till James Ray goes in the Hall of Fame. No doubt about that one. There's some guys right now who are no doubt Hall of Famers. Yusupov versus Castro, and this fight is not this week, unfortunately. We do have an event. No, we have an event next week. Fitch versus Clark. That'll be a fun one, so let's just wait and just schedule all our dudes at the same time. Why not, to start the next episode, because I believe we're going to cut this episode off here soon. And Yusupov taking control of this one. Yeah, 45-0. He's getting up there. Are we going to get a 50-0 fighter? Sardar Yusupov is getting close. He is getting really, really close to that very, very difficult to reach goal. I don't know if there even was a 50-0 fighter in my last save at all. Definitely not one that I managed. I got a guy up to 48-0, but I don't believe there ever was a 50-0 fighter even for any other promotion in my last save. Jesus Cardo versus Marco Tia. Couple beginners here to start this event. Cardo. This seems like easy work here. Tia steals around, but Cardo right back at him. And we're going to pile on. And it is effortless there from Jesus Cardo. Wins that by 6 points in a 6-round fight. Y'all know what that means. That is a clean sweep for Jesus Cardo. He is 2-0. Austin Flores also looking to go to 2-0 at middleweight here. Maybe our weakest fighter on the entire roster, but he's got an easy assignment here in Hayden Mon. He gets the knockout. Mitchell versus Puga. Good first round for the challenger, Puga. Good second round as well. Mitchell needs to find something here. He's getting beat around. Mitchell struggling. Wow, okay. Darius, buddy. Maybe somebody else needs a weight change. That was bad. That was bad. Let's see here. Yeah, this is another weight change scenario. He's lost 4 of 5. It's just a case of like, I don't want to cut you from the promotion. If he moves, let's see. He can only change down. And it would be to super lightweight, which I don't even think would be the right decision. Moving down. I feel like he'd need to move up. He'd need to grow into his power a little bit. Like he's a little too light right now, and he needs to go up to super welterweight towards middleweight. I think he's fine at 5'9" at welterweight. I don't know that dropping down a weight would really actually help him all that much. I don't know that him at super lightweight would be a wonderful idea, but he is not fighting wonderful right now. The 13 KOs are cool, but he just keeps losing, and it's not even to particularly good fighters. So Darius Mitchell, how much is his contract? He's got 2 fights left. He's on the brink. Just like David Flores. They're both in that 2-fight situation. I'm going to schedule you a fight, and your fate with the company pretty much comes down to how that fight goes. And Garcia is in the same place, also with 2 fights left. And Keenan DeRocha, honestly, they're all in the same spot, yeah. All 4 of those fighters are all in the same spot. They're all kind of teetering here to end this episode. You got a 3-belt bantamweight title between Jorge Cruz and Oliver Murillo. I never heard of Oliver Murillo, but for a 12-loss fighter, he's pretty good and maybe could even come out victorious here. He beat Goncalvez Luna for the WBC and the WBA. And so this fight is to unify with the IBF champion in Jorge Cruz, who is not that good of a fighter, and I don't know how he even won this belt because he didn't beat anybody to get it. So somebody must have vacated to create this scenario, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Titles. Let's go to bantamweight. And it was the IBF title, I believe. Carlos Diaz Burgos. Wait, hold up. Why are we at super bantam? One sec, guys, hold up. Cruz versus Murillo. Cruz is the IBF bantamweight title holder. Okay. So we go to titles. We go to bantamweight. Then we go to IBF. Jorge Cruz. Champions. It says Jairo Mercado is the current champion, and he's a super bantamweight. Okay, I see. So he moved up to super bantamweight. Okay. Yeah, he did. All right. So that's who vacated that belt, and that's why that belt is involved in this, and we're going to watch this fight. There's a super flyweight title fight this week, and way more interestingly, James Ray is fighting. So we're going to watch that too, and then we're going to watch these fights. So we're going to watch these 2 fights in the episode. Cruz versus Murillo. It'll be interesting to see if Murillo can get a win here. Even first round. And a KO for Murillo. He does, in fact, take the belt off of Jorge Cruz, who, again, I don't know how he won that belt, Cruz, to begin with. And it's Ray versus Riva. First round, very even round. Still a very even round. Ray just blowing out Riva. And Riva now finally with a round back, but Ray still piling on the pressure. Still out punching, still out working. He's getting damaged. It's still a heavyweight fight. But it is heavier damage on Riva again, despite him throwing more punches. And now Ray is the one throwing more punches. And this is easy work as James Ray is now 44-0 with a lopsided unanimous decision win. Where have we heard that before? Oh, yeah, a lot of his other fights. As James Ray continues to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. And to close out the episode, I know I said we were going to watch those title fights and end it. We're going to watch our event and end it. Duh. It's Andy Fitch versus Jesse Clark. Mitchell versus Rubin. Good first round for Mitchell. Better second round for Mitchell. And an even better third round. How about that? Rice versus Simasiku. And Simasiku almost knocks out Rice. Whoa. This was supposed to be a crazy fight. Not that crazy. Rice protecting himself here in round 2. Round 3. It's a stick and move round, but he gets knocked out. And Simasiku It's disappointing. And Max Rice, he's not the most gifted fighter in the world. He's always capable of taking an L. But it's always disappointing to see it happen. For sure, it is always disappointing to see it happen. But we move on to the chief supporting bout. Only 2 left, Edwards versus Pirano. As other than that, it's all been quick finishes, actually, today. Edwards v. Pirano. Let's start it off. I was about to say Pirano up around, and then Edwards just steps up and KOs him. Frankie Edwards is just one of those magical fighters, huh? He is just one of those magical fighters. Andy Fitch. A serious test here at super welterweight against Jesse Clark. Let's watch this thing on fast. Last fight of the episode. Good start here for Fitch. Strong shots landing here for Fitch. He's doing good work here to start the fight, looking confident. Looking capable. And that's a strong round 1 for Andy Fitch. He's a talented contender here in Jesse Clark, who has fought for titles in the past. Boring round here. Clark starts to do work and takes the round. Punches back from Fitch. Fitch starting to take damage here from Clark. Clark starting the 3rd round very strong, continuing to damage Fitch, and Fitch needs to stand up for himself here. Clark really asserting aggression here. Not a lot of ring control from Fitch, who now starts to get more, but it's more power shots from Clark damaging Fitch further. Are we going to have to go on cover up here? Not quite. I think this is more of... I think we're just going to say natural style here for one more round. And see if we can't do some good offensive work. And if we can't, we're going to have to go to the body. But it is good offensive work here from Fitch. He hasn't managed to get Clark even into the yellow, though. Quite tragically. We're in the yellow, of course. But it's a round win for Fitch, and that's encouraging. You cannot say that's not encouraging, as this is a very close fight still. And we aren't even particularly far behind on energy. Let's see what happens when we go natural style again. Will Fitch keep doing positive work? Apparently so. Sharp punches, landing damage. And now it's Clark who's the more damaged fighter. How you like them apples? If anybody had any doubt about Fitch's ability to do damage and fight with quality here, a weight down, he's proving them wrong. He's fighting a former title contender here in Jesse Fitch and giving him a run for his money. I mean, Jesse Clark, and giving him a run for his money. Jesse Clark, of course, a boy band singer. And now some good work from Fitch to continue to do damage, but it's Clark landing the volume. Big volume there from Clark. We've got 4 more rounds to fight. It's the 7th round. That means we have 4 more rounds to fight all the way through. And this is definitely where we go to the body. We have to go to the body here. And that means we go on fastest because I always get nervous. I was like, I'm going to get knocked out going to the body. We don't, but we take some significant damage and we don't really whittle down his energy. I don't like that at all. Let's go for broke with our last 4% of energy. And we get the KO. Look at that. The flick of the switch. The literal flick of the switch. Andy, flick of the switch. Fitch. Look at that. 1 punch KO in round 8. That was a blast. How you like that for using your last 4%? Get on the canvas, Matt Clark. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8, a 9, a 10. Get the fuck out. Andy Fitch. What a win at super welterweight. If you had any doubt about Andy Fitch's ability to perform at this weight class, you were just proven wrong. And after that tragic weight change and cutting a fighter for the first time, one of our veterans for the first time in Williams, changing his weight from middleweight to super welter, the same change for Andy Fitch seems to be going particularly well, as it's 2 wins on the record and 2 knockouts in his new weight. And he is ranked globally in his new weight as well. And that is, of course, very encouraging stuff, as we're going to give Frankie Edwards, of course, a contract extension. And we have fights on fights on fights to book. And a big title fight coming up next week between Amparan and Carl. And then more title fights to come, and more game to play, and more wonderful things to have happen here in Boxing Manager. What a blast we are having.